What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Broken Tables podcast. Well, we're here for our special episode number 2. We thought today's news was already big enough with Stephanie McMahon resigning from the company completely, from her board, from her position, everything. Now we are hearing on the old tweeter, the WWE may have been sold to Saudi Arabia. King Rome, let's get your take on this, man. What you got?
Well, Jeff, I have a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts. First and foremost, pro wrestling has won today. Believe it or not, this is just monumental, and depending on who you are, monumental in the best way or monumental in the worst possible way. Like you said, at around 7 p.m. Eastern tonight on the 10th, Stephanie McMahon resigned from her position as co-CEO of WWE and also removed herself from the board of directors. So this wasn't just her leaving the company. This is her completely wiping her hands of the situation. At that point, we probably should have seen something coming, admittedly, but we didn't. We were actually just doing the Game Room podcast live, and as we were jumping off, we were going to do a quick little video to put up tomorrow about Stephanie resigning, and we go on Twitter and we see from Steve Muehlhausen that WWE has already been sold to Saudi Arabia. It is about 6, almost 7 o'clock in the morning currently in Saudi Arabia. So we would expect a legitimate announcement soon. A confirmation.
Let me get my Twitter up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it open as we go, but right now, obviously, I'm just kind of processing everything. There's a lot of people that this affects, obviously, both inside the company and outside of the company. And we're gonna get into all of it tonight here on the stream. My initial take, obviously, is almost one of it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Again, I open the show, I say pro wrestling won, and I know people that like WWE do not feel that way, but at the end of the day, that company has done nothing but make wrestling worse. Like, the greatest thing they ever did, admittedly, was getting eyeballs on wrestling. I admit that, yes, 100%. But
Yeah.
all of the shit that this company has done has been terrible, has just been completely awful. There was a wrestling war. I don't think there's still a wrestling war, but it's not going to be as prevalent as it has been. I feel pretty confident that Triple H will probably be gone soon. If Stephanie left, I can't see why Triple H would stay. Get ready to learn Arabic, but but no, this is huge news, and we're going to be going through it all over the next however long we're live. Jeff, how do you feel about this? What are your initial thoughts?
When we were talking about the potential buyers and stuff like that, I thought Saudi Arabia, even though they had that giant mountain of money, I thought it was a long shot because it's a country that's really far away buying a company that's based in America. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed a little not practical, I guess would be my my words for it, but it doesn't shock me at all,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we knew that the sale was coming down. They recently hired J.P. Morgan to facilitate the sale, and they just the fact that it broke so soon. I mean, it's really caught everybody off guard. A lot of sources were expecting a sale to be made mid-year. but here we are in January 10th, 3 days or so after Vince has taken over. And the company's already been sold. Vince has been voted unanimously on the board to be the executive chairman. Word on the street, from Sean Ross Sapp and pretty much all the wrestling media are saying the same thing, that the company is going to go private. It's going to be privately run again, which is going to really shield them from a lot of the bullshit that they've been doing. I mean, all the shit they've been doing, they can just keep doing it now. I would assume if they're going private, Vince is going to be taking over creative again. I can't see this not being the case. I feel like Saudi Arabia probably wants Vince in charge, period. But like, man, like we have so many different angles to look at this through, Jeff. From the talent perspective, from the pro wrestling landscape perspective, there is so many different ways we could look at this news story and react to it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've made it very clear here on the podcast that
Oh, Rome. Tranquilo is about to make you proud here. It's gonna take a second before you're able to see this.
Let me check.
But Tranquilo Club, if you're not following this guy over on Twitter, go hit this dude with a follow at Tranquilo Club YT for YouTube. Look at this shit, man. Fuck the Fed. Light them up, because professional wrestling won today.
So, yeah, like I said, pro wrestling won this war. So the war, you can't be really interested in going to Saudi Arabia to work for Saudi Arabia. I mean, here's the thing. Where do we want to start, Jeff? Let's look at it as from a WWE fan perspective. First of all, this company, whether however we feel about it, there are people that like this company. This company was just sold to Saudi Arabia, which has a lot of political issues to it. Obviously, the reporters thing, the treatment of women, like there are so many reasons why you would not want to, as an American, or not even just an American, as a human being in other countries as well, would want to openly support a Saudi Arabian country or company. Excuse me.
Listen, I'm gonna get slightly controversial here by reading this tweet, but I'm pretty sure you'll agree with it. So, just to line up what's happened here. Vince McMahon, a sexual predator, has strong-armed himself back into the company he left in disgrace, forced his daughter out of the company, and now sold it to a country that has no women's rights and punishes gays to death.
Yep. Yeah,
there's what's happened for you guys tonight. If this is true, if the story that they have been sold to the Saudi Arabian, what's the company called? It's a Saudi Arabian something. I don't even actually care. But if this is true, there's what's happened tonight, everybody. There's your future of the WWE.
Yeah,
that's insanity, dude.
Yeah, it's just so WWE fans, like, how are you going to continue to support this company? I mean, just with the situation, I can't see how people would do it. I mean, it's one thing to kind of just sweep it under the rug because they do 2 shows a year, but like, what does that look like? Marshmallow's here. He's subscribed. He's pissed. Everyone's
Marshmallow. Here, let me bring this up for you here. NoDQ.com, WWE and AEW news. How do I bring this actual tweet?
Well, so I mean, Jeff, I know you're bringing up a news source right now. I mean, yes, all of the media, wrestling media, is basically saying this is the thing. It's been confirmed with Fightful. It's been confirmed with pretty much everybody at this point. Like all of the wrestling media is tweeting about it. I think that they're waiting to officially report it on their official channels, due to, again, we're waiting on a Saudi deal to be struck, or at least be not struck, excuse me, but being announced officially. Which again, it is about 7 a.m. in Saudi Arabia, so an announcement could come at any second. We're gonna keep an eye on it while we're live here. But like, man, it's crazy news. It's absolutely crazy news, and WWE fans should absolutely be furious about this. It's terrible. It's a terrible company. And like we've been sitting here saying this for a long time. I've been saying it for a long time. Jeff's been saying it for a long time. This is a shitty company. This is not a company that you should support. Now double so. Like this is bad. This is not
Dude,
good.
so
Oh,
let's get to a quick. I guess it's not really an elephant in the room, but I really want to call it one.
sure.
What happens with Sami Zayn?
Well, that was going to be one of the points I had made on my notes real quick is the talent in general. So Sami Zayn refuses to work these Saudi shows.
Well, he's banned from the country because he's got Syrian blood anyway.
Exactly. You have to assume he's leaving the company. He's one of their top acts. He's got to be done. And then like Kevin Owens refuses to work the Saudi shows, and I'm sure there's others. The big thing to take away here is what is the talent going to do? I think that right now we are at a point we're standing at a precipice, right? With the WWE locker room where everyone was complaining about Vince coming back. Everyone was saying, I'm going to walk out. I'm going to say something. I'm not okay with this. Okay, well, so Vince McMahon has taken over control of the company again. And he sold it to Saudi Arabia. So my next question for the locker room, which admittedly I have had and will continue to have, not continue to have because this is a different situation. I do have some sympathy for the talent, but not a lot. Like it's still really minimal. Like you still decide to go back to this company that does the Saudi shows, that works with Saudi Arabia. Like you kind of had to expect this to some degree, right? And like, what does the talent do? Like, if the talent did what they should do is they should absolutely step up, say something, do something. The great thing about wrestling right now is that there is other places to work. There are a lot of options. You don't have to be with WWE. I mean, that being said, I'm sure Saudi Arabia will pay them very well to stay. I mean, I guess you're gonna see the merits of these WWE talent, like what exactly matters to them most. I mean, I'm sure you'll see a lot of Bill Goldberg on WWE for one. But I don't know, man. Like it's a question for a lot of talent. How do a lot of these talent feel? Like you said, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. How does Cody feel? I mean, I don't think Roman cares necessarily. But like, how do your top guys feel? How do your women feel? Like, how does Becky feel? How does Bayley feel? How does Bianca feel? Like, all of these women that work for your company, work for WWE. Like, what exactly are they going to do about it? Is I guess my follow up, my point is, what are they going to do about it? Because I think they absolutely should do something about it. Not that they can change it, but that they should absolutely do their best to do something about it.
Wow. So some people are saying, if this is finalized, mass releases and walkouts are to be expected.
Yep.
McMahon used a nuclear option on his own company for profit. People are saying, just remember this. This was never his creation, but ours. The fans really did create this. But, man, I hate that guy. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. It's not the biggest news story of them all, but Triple H, Paul Levesque, Hunter, go fuck yourself. You lost out of everybody. You are the biggest fucking loser. And I understand that's not the point, and we have more to talk about the Saudi thing, but this guy is in the history books is going to be the biggest failure of all time in the wrestling world. And I mean that sincerely. Like, this guy thought he kicked Vince out, right? He and Stephanie and Nick Khan, they're like, all right, we got him out. We're good. Cool. He goes on to start a war with AEW because before WWE was just kind of like, well, we're going to shut him down, but we don't really give a fuck. When Triple H took over, it really became a war. And there was a whole big thing going on. It's been turned into storylines on AEW programming. It's been heavily hinted. I mean, does Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler go to WWE now? Does that affect them? Jay White was supposedly going to WWE today. Not today, but like the news broke today. He might go. Like, is that going to change now? Like, are these wrestlers going to not work Saudi Arabia? There's going to be some that say, "Fuck this, I'm out." But Triple H, man, he ran this company for 6 months. He turned it into a war, and then Vince came back and sold the company on him. Like, it's just, he's such a loser, and I have no sympathy for him. The Doge is back with us. Once again, twice in
What
1
up, Doge?
week. But I just wanted to say that little bit before we kind of get back into the actual story here. Um, so the company's going private, Jeff. Stephanie resigned. Do you think Triple H? He never left. The Doge never left. Um, do you think Triple H is gone within the day?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm surprised he didn't announce his resignation alongside her. Like, I was kind of surprised.
I mean, me too, to an extent. I think that actually no, I'm not surprised. I think that they knew the sale was coming, and I'm sure there was some sort of corporate pressure for Hunter to not resign at the same time. Because if Hunter had resigned before the Saudi news broke, that would have been probably not the best.
Dude,
Um,
is hashtag I'm done trending right now?
so another thing that I want to say about this is we really need to thank Tony Khan, because imagine all of this going down without AEW existing. Like, imagine the monopoly that was going on in North American pro wrestling before AEW came along, and imagine all of this shit going down, and there's no alternative. Like, we say it like in the past, but like especially tonight and moving forward, Tony Khan saved pro wrestling in America.
100%.
That is just factual. Like, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. You look at WWE, which is now selling to Saudi Arabia, going private. Like, this is a nightmare for talent, and that's why, again, I've said in the past, I have no sympathy for talent that went back to WWE. I can't help but kind of back off of that a little bit, because this is really bad. This is a really bad situation for all of the talent. The Coug is here. Welcome to the Coug.
What up,
I
Coog?
knew it. You knew it. We did know it. We did predict this happening last. What was it, Jeff? Last Tuesday? No. Last Thursday, I think. Right.
Yeah.
Um, but we knew this was coming, unfortunately, and but it's just a really bad situation for talent. I mean, all around. Like, the women, again, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, everybody is going to suffer here. And like you said, what was the tweet that you had read about mass walkouts and releases incoming? Was
So it
there
said if the deal is finalized, mass walkouts and mass releases are expected.
So what is the source of that? Who said that?
It is way down my feed now. I would have to go find it again. It wasn't anybody like respectable. It was just someone making a statement, really.
So Sean Ross Sapp did just tweet out, and we are still in the speculating stage. Sean Ross Sapp has said nobody in WWE has confirmed this. Some have said that they don't even believe it. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily not true. It just means that there is no confirmation from the company.
Yeah, it seems to be Steven Muehlhausen is the one who started this this fire here. He's head of social media for pro wrestling, DAZN Wrestling or DAZN MMA. So I mean, he's from DAZN, the DAZN network. So they're legit. He's got the check mark. I mean, people
Jeff,
are taking what he's saying pretty truthfully.
Jeff, I have used him as a source before. He is a reputable source.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean Ross Sapp is confirming that WWE wrestlers are pissed off about the news. We're kind of in a wait and see thing. Again, it's I don't know exactly. It's past 7 a.m. in Saudi Arabia.
If they're pissed off about the news, that means that the rumors going around in the locker room are that it's fucking true. They wouldn't be pissed off unless they thought this was true.
Yeah. And here's my next question, Jeff. How the hell are they going to be on television in the United States? Let's
I don't want to look up the companies that they have their fingers in, but the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund actually has their fingers dipped in quite a bit of stuff now. I believe Nintendo is one of them. There's a couple of other things that would be pretty notable, and I don't think they push any buttons per se. So I'm wondering if they just do a buy of this and they keep Vince McMahon in charge of creative and everything like that, and they just rake in the money and bring more shows to the country.
Well, I do agree with you on one thing. I don't think that the plan is for Saudi Arabia to necessarily take the company and could run it themselves. I do expect them
Yeah.
to let Vince run the company again. I do fully expect WWE to go back to what it was before Triple H, if not worse. Um,
What's
the
up,
Coog
Chris?
saying
Yeah, it says they have Capcom and Facebook. Yeah, they got their tentacles all over the place.
right, but I mean, there's one thing between just some investing and then straight up owning a company. I would
Yeah, and that's very true as well. And like I said earlier, man, I'm worried about Sami Zayn, dude. He is the only thing that gets my eyeballs over to the WWE television, if and when they even do. Him and Kevin Owens, and I can't imagine Kevin Owens wanting to stay there if Sammy's
no.
forced out. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a just again, it really sucks for the talent. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn especially, but there's a lot of talent that don't want to number one, that don't want to work for Vince McMahon, which makes all the fucking sense in the world. I don't like Triple H. I think he's a fucking loser. But I do have to sympathize with the fact that like, yeah, working for Vince McMahon is probably fucking terrible. Um and maybe you liked working for Triple H, but this is not Triple H.
Nah,
Um
and I bet you at one time it might have been enjoyable to an extent to have worked for Vince, but now you can just see the way he acts now and the way he comes across as, as an old man. Like, there's just no way. Like, no.
So the Coog also said in the chat that this is disgusting on so many levels, morally, politically, and humanely. Um, Krista Kane has also said, unless Saudi will let Sammy compete, just not in Saudi Arabia. That's
Yeah,
always a possibility, but you got to think that there's like they still run the company. Even if they let Sammy compete, who's to say that Sammy's going to even be okay with competing? I
that's
mean,
where I'm going.
if a country were to tell you, like, we do not like you because of the blood in your veins, your nationality, right? And then that country bought your employer, you're not staying employed there. Like, nobody would do that. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I know money
No,
talks, I get it, but like that's
it's 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 wild, man. Like that's one of the reasons that I thought this would be one of the last companies to buy, even though they were the most likely because of the amount of money they have. That's why I thought it would have been unlikely. Because
I
I
don't think it's.
mean,
I
what's
never thought it was unlikely. I always saw it as a big possibility. As we had said on the Broken Tables podcast last week, it's just insane. The Coog saying Mohammed bin Salman is the new boss of Stamford, Connecticut, who had that on their bingo card in 2023. Um,
not me?
man, I'm still trying to figure out more stuff. So I'm trying to figure out more news on this.
Yeah, I mean, the news is breaking as we speak here. Steven Muehlhausen hasn't said anything new that I've seen here. He's tweeting about Impact Wrestling now, so I mean, I think he put his piece out there and he's just watching the fire burn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, so I mean, big questions, Jeff. Like, let's talk realistically here. Do you expect, honestly, do you seriously and honestly expect talent to flee the company? Are you expecting actual walkouts, or do you think that this is just talent, just blowing smoke? Like, what do you think?
So So if we do have an actual sale to the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, I do expect at least a few to walk out. Yes.
Okay.
Especially if they're given the option. Like if they're like, "Listen, we get it. If you want out, here's your chance right now. You can cut, we'll cut you from your contract now and see you later." And I don't know if you heard this. There was a court case that kind of deemed that what are those things called that Vince puts in the contracts, the non-compete clause, the no complete clause,
Yeah.
that those are technically illegal. So we
Yeah.
may be seeing the end of no compete clauses here soon in the United States. So this would be, a chance for a few of them to just to walk out. And I actually do think we see that if it's possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I definitely do see something happening. I don't know how major. I would like to see it be major. I've made it very clear in the past. I don't like the company for many reasons, both, behind the scenes, on camera. I do not like them.
Yeah.
But like the talent, man, like they work there. Like something's got to be done about this. Um Kook saying, sorry about interjecting politics in this, but we can't ignore it. It is what it is. A state sponsor of terror now owns WWE. It's stunning. It like, and Kook, you're not wrong to be interjecting politics in this. I mean, obviously, it's not fun to interject politics, but it's just it's what it is. Like this country, like you said, does these things to human beings, and now they own WWE fully. And again, like there's a difference between investing and owning. Um, they completely own World Wrestling Entertainment if it gets confirmed. Um, Red Rum saying, didn't think I would ever see the day a McMahon didn't own it. It is kind of crazy that like when Stephanie resigned, Vince was the last one. And
Yeah,
he's
that's
still
wild.
going to be running it. I love this one. The Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are all elite. Uh, Adam Salazar says AEW, let's go, Sammy to AEW. So yeah, again, as I said earlier in the podcast or in the live stream, um, I don't want to say it's a victory for AEW, but pro wrestling has won the day today. This is a huge day in a positive way for the pro wrestling industry. WWE is an industry that, while yes, it gets eyeballs on it, it has done nothing really in the last few decades to improve the health and the well-being of the industry as a whole. WWE has constantly, including under Triple H, swiped up talent just for the sake of keeping them off other shows, lock them down on contracts, destroy their image in booking, and then release them, but not let them work anywhere for 3 months. To I just to see WWE go down like this. I mean, it's unfortunate for the talent, but I can't help but say, oh well, like it kind of like, like I don't care that the company's going under. I am a little upset for the talent, admittedly, but I think those talents should do what they need to do to get out of that company and go work elsewhere. And I'm not even saying AEW specifically,
What
but
up, Lee Sean Hunt?
yeah.
AEW will rise.
And like this is just the timing of this could not be any crazier because you have AEW firing on all cylinders, just absolutely fucking killing it right now in the pro wrestling landscape. And then to see WWE doing this, like this stark contrast, is just insane. And the Coug is once again kind of bringing up a point I talked about earlier. He says, "Thank God for Tony Khan and AEW, CMLL and AAA in Mexico, New Japan, DDT, and TJPW, and other smaller promotions around the world." Yeah, I mean Tony Khan. Like, can you imagine, Jeff? Like, just being a pro wrestling fan in North America. Like let's imagine the timeline that exists where AEW doesn't exist, and all of this is happening, and WWE is the only game in town. Like, it's completely insane. What's up, Eddie McDonald? How you doing tonight, man?
What up, Eddie?
Shit's just crazy right now. Like, it is just absolutely wild. Adam Salazar says tomorrow's going to be a great show for AEW. It really is. Like, it already was going to be a phenomenal show. And if you're checking us out here, you should subscribe. We do pro wrestling reviews of the AEW shows every Wednesday and Friday after Dynamite and Rampage. We also talk about the pay-per-views. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Hit the like button and subscribe. Darth Gills says, this is crazy. Vince literally is trying to run WWE into the ground. If he can't run it, no one can. Darth Gills feels bad for Triple H. I don't, but it is what it is. Caleb Ward says there's so many companies out there that anyone that leaves will get work. Yeah, and that's the thing. There's a lot of places to work. It's not just AEW. There are other options in North America alone. You do have Impact. You do have, GCW is a little bit on the rise. You could work there. I know NWA isn't really popular right now, but maybe some of the talent could end up there. Like, there are a lot of places you can go to work in North America alone. Like the Kook said, AAA and CMLL are very powerful or strong in Mexico. And then Japan has True Japan, New Japan, TJPW, DDT, Noah, like you name it, they have it. And there's a lot going on there. And A lot of places to work for these talent. I want to see if I can try to get some more of an update. So Jeff,
Yo, Red Rum, thank you for the subscription.
thank you, man. Snee Vegas TV says Tony Khan is the happiest man in America right now. I'm honestly waiting for the Tony Khan tweet. Like I'm waiting. I'm really waiting. I think that's gonna be awesome to see. Matt Cardona just tweeted out, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, didn't he just resign? I'm pretty sure he just resigned to be at the Rumble.
So Chelsea Green has said to have signed. There's no word yet on Cardona, but you would have to assume that both have signed.
Yeah. Red Rum says AEW.
I mean, yeah, man. Like, let's take a victory lap, man. AEW, like, they're going to be the number one promotion in North America, as they should be. Tony Khan has straight up saved pro wrestling in North America, not just for his own company, but putting a spotlight on other guys that work for other companies. I mean, we've seen Tony work with Impact. We've seen Tony work with these other indies, and we've seen a lot of talent get exposure on a major stage like AEW. This has just been something amazing. You know what I mean? For AEW.
It's like you said, man, I feel bad for the talent, but the company's just been like asking for it the past few years, and I know they're about to make a godly amount of money.
Here's a little something. Here's a little something. It's not like a super big news thing. There's a Twitter account called WWE Network Updates. It's basically a bot that like updates whenever something new is added to the network. The person that runs the account says, "Hi all. I just wanted to let you all know that I am taking down this bot. It's looking more and more like the news is real. I can't be in support of a company owned by the Saudis. Appreciate all the fun we've had over the years. Thanks for the support, Tony." So WWE fans are clearly not super thrilled at all.
People are saying in Twitter that on mine it says, "Hey Tony, this is your victory lap. Go ahead and wave that flag, buddy."
Yeah, man. Let's go out and check out the chat. Nightmares Treasures says hi. Hey, Nightmares, how you doing? How do you feel about the sale of WWE to Saudi Arabia? What are your thoughts? Snee Vegas TV says, I told my wife I think Sasha knew something is why she didn't come back. That's really possible. I mean, it lines up really well. Lee Sean Hunt mentions his reality of wrestling with Booker T. I don't like Booker T. Darth Gill said, this is going to be such a good thing for AEW. Like, what's Sammy thinking right now? He doesn't work the Saudi shows. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that previously. It's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like, there's going to be talent that probably walk out over this. I mean, we're not even looking at this from an LGBTQ standpoint. You know, the talent that are in WWE that, you know, how are they going to feel about this against a country that does not agree with those views?
Yeah, that's going to be rough.
Women in the company, there are no women's rights. The women's rights over there are terrible, completely awful. It's just not a good look. The Coog says, I left U.S. Wrestling in 2011. AEW brought me back in 2019. Adam Salazar says, rest in peace, WWE. The Coog wonders how Miro... I'm sorry?
I said pretty much for the RIP.
Yeah. The Coog wonders how Miro and Andrade feel right about now. I feel bad for Dragon Lee as well.
Say, Coog, didn't you hear Andrade showed up to Rampage with a shirt that said Tony Khan's my Booker of the Year? And he gave Sammy Guevara a hug, dude.
You know, that's not technically true, but stop spreading misinformation, Jeff. We are in a really interesting window right now where we don't have an official confirmation, although Body Slam is officially reporting this. So bodyslam.net feels strong enough about this news being real that they're reporting it off their official channels. Can you imagine what Max Caster's rap's gonna be tomorrow?
Oh my goodness!
Just let the man have a concert. Like, don't even give him. Oh my
goodness!
Don't give him a rap. Let the man perform. Just
give him like 10 minutes.
Give him 20 minutes to just
give him a stage. Get a dude to back him up, being like, yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, I'm off. Real quick, Darth says, "I'd love to see Kevin Owens in AEW. He would do so much better." Um, bruh, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in AEW is a literal dream of mine. I'm pretty sure I said it months and months ago on one of our probably a single digit podcast. You know, we're in the hundreds now.
So,
I Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn would be my last pieces that I needed for AEW to just be my perfect wrestling promotion.
so Serpentico tweeted out, "Why is Max Caster trending?" And Max Caster is in fact trending. That's interesting. The Young Bucks are at the Clippers game right now, and they're just tweeting pictures of them at the Clippers game. Um, I love how they're not talking about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That's great. What's else going on in the chat? The Kook saying, "I'm looking at this from a September 11th and the brutal murder of Jamar Khashoggi perspective. You can't see this another way." I completely agree with you. I feel completely the same way actually. Um, Kook says, "I bet everybody is treating Tony Khan so nice right now." Yeah, like if you're Malachi Black, right, and you're Buddy Matthews, like you're probably sitting at home. Your wives and girlfriends work for WWE, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I dodged a bullet. I absolutely dodged a bullet there. It is completely insane. E-Man's here. He says, "That's it. WWE is done." Lee Sean
Done.
Hunt. Oh, they absolutely are done. Lee Sean Hunt is saying Vince should have let Shane continue to run the company. That's crazy. Thought it was a family company. Well, Lee Sean, respectfully, of course, you're 100% incorrect. It was always Vince's company, and
Yeah.
Vince was never going to just straight up give it up. Like when Vince stepped back 6 months ago, we talked about it here on the Broken Tables podcast that there was no way that Vince was gone forever. I mean, I pointed out that he was a majority shareholder, and the way that he worked his way back into WWE with this coup d'etat on a corporate structure, it's just completely
Yeah.
insane with how he did it.
Jen, thank you very much for the subscribe.
And Luke's Comics is here. He says, "How does Cody feel right now?" So, like, right, like the ripples of this are insane. So, we've talked about Cody, and we've speculated maybe Cody going to WWE was always part of this AEW storyline because if you remember, before Cody left AEW, he said that they were about to do a story that had never been done before, very unique, very different story. And we speculated briefly, like maybe Cody, part of this storyline is him going to WWE and becoming their world champion, knowing he could do it, you know what I mean? And that being a storyline that we don't even know about, that him and Tony have figured out. Like, how does
Yeah.
Cody feel about this? Now Cody works for Saudi Arabia. And it just goes beyond that. Like the MJF storyline, the whole thing is MJF is the bidding war of 2024. Like that's the whole point of his title reign. Like, so what
Dude,
are they going to do? Is he going to come out on Dynamite tomorrow and just be like, you know what? I
did
guess
you
I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere.
not really off track, but did you see the Cody video package on Monday night?
No, I don't watch WWE.
That was the most like
Anymore.
self-absorbed bullshit I've ever seen. He was like, "Oh, my match with Seth Rollins was incredible because I was the car wreck," and I was like, "What is he talking about?" I was like, "Get out of here!" Like, it was gross. But yeah, dude, there's so many people that are gonna have to in the company gonna have to come to a realization that, oh my god, I work for a company that is owned by, like Coog said, you know, a supporter of terrorism across some of the world. I don't even know where to. I don't even know, man. It's just like E Man said. That's it. They're done. I mean, what could this company evolve into that is gonna stay relevant? Like, I don't know.
Luke's Comics saying Cena hasn't been to the Saudi shows either, and forget The Rock, Hollywood guys are out now too. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I
Wow,
mean,
great point.
there's a bad stigma behind Saudi Arabia, no matter how you want to look at it, whether they get to continue to be on television or whatever it is or not. It's a bad look. It's a completely bad look to work for WWE now. Like it's going to affect your image. If you want to have a career outside of WWE, like it's hard to believe that anybody would want to go back there. Um, but I don't know, Jeff. Like, how are you feeling right now, Jeff?
So, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to say, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but I feel victory, bro. Like, I really do feel like a sigh of like a little bit of victory, relief. Paul McGarry says this is confirmed. It's not confirmed by the company or anything like the U.S. Trade Commission or anything, but there are some very prominent Twitter, you know,
The wrestling media.
journalists that are confirming it. But
Yeah. So Paul, to kind of get you up to speed in terms of where this news is coming from, basically, the news is being confirmed by a lot of the wrestling media. Steve Muehlhausen, Sean Ross Sapp is hearing the same thing. I know I saw Denise Salcido, BodySlam.net is hearing the same thing. A majority of the wrestling media, almost unanimously, is hearing the same thing, and they're hearing the same story. Um, there has
Jerome,
been
take
no
over for one
official.
sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. There has been no official confirmation from WWE or from Saudi Arabia. It is about 7:30 in the morning in Saudi Arabia currently, so if there was some sort of announcement from them, it could be expected any minute now, any hour now. It could also be that they didn't want to announce it yet. The news just broke. I mean, obviously, this all started with Stephanie McMahon resigning earlier tonight, not just from her position as co-CEO, but also from the board of directors completely. So she completely left the company. We haven't heard whether Triple H is leaving the company yet. Nick Khan has been confirmed as still being the CEO. He's going to be the CEO through the sale. I mean, keep in mind, Nick Khan was originally hired to facilitate a sale when he first was brought on. Darth Gill's in the chat saying that he's still stunned. Also says, I've got some AEW Unrivaled action figures the other day, and they are badass. Got Jericho, Omega, Hangman, and Brody Lee. Nice, man, nice. The Coog says, had this happened before AEW was born in 2019, pro wrestling would have been screwed big time. Completely agree. The Coog asked me, wonder who leaked the info from within the company. You know, man, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. I mean, it could be Stephanie, it could be Hunter, it could be an executive. Obviously, it's not from the talent side. The talent clearly has no idea what's going on. According to Sean Ross Sapp, talent is very upset, very angry at the news. Obviously, they're being completely caught off guard, much like we are here. Adam Salazar says, "Thank you, TK." Like, yeah, and we can't say that enough. That like, obviously, the focus of the story is WWE, but like Tony Khan has saved professional wrestling in North America. It's just factual, man. Like it's a matter of principle. It's a matter of pride.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. We've been touting it for a while now, how great Tony Khan is for, in our opinion, for saving professional wrestling, man. And week in and week out, he gives us a few episodes here and there of Dynamite that are like pay-per-view caliber episodes, and he rewards the audience. You know what I mean? Like it definitely feels like he rewards the audience.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Mario F in the chat says, "Hi, can I just ask, at everywhere you can sell, why the Saudis?" Great question, Mario. Thank you for that. So I would say the reason being, like truly, is number one, Saudi has the money for it.
Yeah, the highest bidder.
They're the highest bidder. They have the most money to burn. They are a country as opposed to a company. Um, Vince wants to be in charge. And I see this as he's already working with the Saudis. He's already been taking their money. Why sell to them? I think because it's a situation that makes the most sense for Vince. And like it's a very selfish answer, but it's the truth. He's going to stay in charge of the company based off the reports. It's a safe assumption he's going to take over creative again. I mean, as much as I don't like Triple H, I can't see the guy, if his wife literally took herself off the board of directors, I can't see him sticking around. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
So in terms of the why, I mean, it's Vince McMahon. That's just the kind of stuff he would do. That's kind of the best answer I have. What do you think, Jeff?
I don't know, man. This is just it's getting crazier and crazier the more I think about it. Like Joe Juarez said up there, these wrestlers have been taking money from Saudi Arabia for years. And we do get that a lot of these guys are going to stay there and take the money, of course. But, who what I'm wondering is who is actually going to be the ones to get up and leave? Who are going to be the ones that are actually pushed out, you know what I mean? The landscape's got to change. I mean, you would assume that something is going to change now that they own it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
wild.
yeah,
I'm
and
talking
Luke's
like it's already
comics.
happened. Like now that they will own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
Luke's comic says Sammy's the best thing on WWE. He's going to be gone.
hundred
Yeah, there's
percent,
going to
Luke.
and
Hundred
that's the
percent.
thing. I think that there will be talent that will stay. I think that there are talent that are in it for the money, and they will take that Saudi blood money, and that's fine. Again, someone like a Bill Goldberg, you'll probably see Goldberg more often.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just, yeah, man, like there's going to be talent in that company. Most likely women, but obviously more than women. It goes beyond women. It's just a human rights thing. That aren't going to be okay with it, and I can't see them sticking around in the company. Um, let's see, what else do we have here? Red Rum says, "Does this move operations to Saudi, or will we still see events in the U.S. and other countries?" So I would say we still see events in the U.S. There will probably be more events in Saudi Arabia. Um, so the reason that Saudi Arabia, for those that aren't really in the know of the situation with Saudi Arabia, the reason that they are so focused on doing this right now. They do the WWE shows. They're buying WWE. They've funded golf tournaments, like it was said earlier in the chat. They're investing in other entertainment companies. They are currently trying. They have a bad image on the global stage, as we've talked about, for a lot of reasons. Human rights, not just women, not just LGBTQ, human rights. The journalists, like there's so many, the blood money, all that stuff. They are trying to more or less, the term is called sports washing. They are trying
Oh
to
shit.
wipe away all of that. They are trying to just wipe away all of the negative that they've done and hide it behind this entertainment. So when you have WWE and they're a Saudi run company, there are going to be people who enjoy that content for some reason, and they're going to overlook the bad that Saudi's done.
Dude, Joe's got a crazy point there. Vince now has the wallet of the entire country of Saudi Arabia. They could literally buy AEW. The only thing I would say there is it's probably not for sale. Tony Khan and his dad already have enough money.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that. I don't think Tony Khan would sell AEW. He's made it clear for him it's a passion project. He said it multiple times. He's like, I'm never going away. Like even if we like don't hit the levels we're at, like I'm never going anywhere. Uh Here's a funny tweet for you. So Evil Uno tweeted, Evil Uno is not for sale. And then
See, there you
uh
go. We already got somebody making a stand. Like, I don't care how much you offer me. I'm not going over there.
Serpentico replied to his tweet saying, "Are you on Game Pass at least?" Oh man, the AEW wrestlers are just having the best time. Um, yeah, I just
This
this
is
is
crazy, man. I'm
you know
I'm
I'm
blown
I'm
away right now. I did not think it was going to happen this fast. You know, it
no.
kind of makes Vince forcing his way back in like this make sense. What up, Jake V? Thank you for the subscription.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, could you imagine if this happened back in the 90s? Back when it was like legit, it was cool to be like pro USA. Dude, they would have hung him. The fans would have been like, "Nope, you're toast. Get out of here. WCW wins." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Do have a
Yeah.
tweet
What
from
up to Philip
John.
in chat, Mario? Can you? Yeah, it's just wild, man. Wild. Yo,
John
Luke's Comics.
Alba.
Just kind of interested. You got a comic store? Where are you at?
So John Alba tweeted that he personally has not heard about anything about a sale. That doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's just the people that he knows in WWE that he talks to have not gotten a confirmation themselves. So this is
Okay.
one known wrestling personality that cannot confirm it. But again, there's many more that can confirm it than can't. I mean, again, we're still waiting on official confirmation. We're trying to figure it out, and we'll keep riding this, and we'll see what happens. Thank you to everyone hanging out with us here. We're currently at 20 likes. If you guys can help us get up to 30, that's our next goal. We would really appreciate that. If you enjoy the show, if you enjoy the content that we're making right now, please subscribe. Come back and hang out with us after Dynamite, after Rampage every week, after AEW pay-per-views, Ring of Honor shows. We also do video game podcasts, usually on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're into wrestling and video games, you are in the right place. Stay here with us.
Yeah.
And let's go on a ride together. Let's go on a journey.
Yeah, and Bonifacio Santana, thank you for the subscription.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Dan Delanty says, so I guess the tribute to the troops is done. You would have to assume, right? Like, again, can you imagine a Saudi Arabia run company doing a tribute to the troops show? Like, that's propaganda at the highest level right there.
Yeah, I mean, technically we could say that it is still a rumor at the moment, but I mean, there's a few very reputable sources that are reporting this. I'm just guessing that there's somebody that knows within the company and the rest of the company has not been told yet, and that person just happens to be one of the leakers. So
also, to be fair, for just to be completely clear, and Mario F has said, basically saying it in the chat, this is not confirmed yet. Like, we do want to be very clear about that. There is no official word from WWE yet. There is no official word from Saudi Arabia yet. We do not have a official confirmation of this. We most likely won't hear from WWE tonight. It is almost midnight here on the East Coast. I have a feeling like nobody at World Wrestling Entertainment on the corporate side is going to have anything to say right now. I mean, maybe the talent might get an answer, but I don't even know about that, to be honest. But it is morning time in Saudi Arabia right now, so we could get an announcement. It's going on near 8 o'clock there. So, I mean, you never know. I think that it's just the way it's coming out, though. It just seems like it kind of has to be true almost. Like, I find it hard to believe that this many members of the wrestling media.
So, you know what I would say at this point? I don't see anyone denying it.
No,
I don't see anybody within the company coming out and being like, whoa, 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 what do you mean? Because let me take a look at the stock price. Actually, it's after hours. Let's see if it's able to move at all. Like, hold on. Gotta log into my stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, this announcement being leaked like this is definitely going to affect tomorrow morning's stocks.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy news. But let's touch back on the talent, Jeff. So we're talking about the talent. We're talking about the reaction of the talent in the company. Like, let's be realistic. What do you see happening from talent? Like, obviously we talked about Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the women. Is the talent going to actually do anything?
So I do think that there are going to be some talent who are very strong in their beliefs to support the LGBTQ community. And I don't think they're going to be able to consciously, work for the company anymore. I'm not saying there's going to be a lot of them, maybe only a handful, if that, but I do really think we're going to see some people leave. I'm not quite sure if they're going to fire anybody. Like, obviously we're talking about Sami Zayn, like, getting forced out just due to his Syrian blood. That would be a shame if that happened. I think that they would know the optics of that would look really bad. So they may just let him exist within the company and just not bring him into the country for any shows. But like Mia just says here, I feel really bad for the whole women's roster, man. Like, just, I get it that, they've been letting the women wrestle at the Saudi shows, you know what I mean? But like, that doesn't erase, all of the anti-women stuff,
And I'm thinking about this as well. Like, think about the optics of women's wrestling right now. You have two very stark differences right now, where you have AEW, which, as we talk about weekly here on the Broken Tables podcast, AEW does not miss for months now, the women's division has just been near perfect, like just constantly putting out good storylines, good matches, good build-ups with great talent that's getting better week in and week out. Excuse me, jeez. And then you have WWE on the other end, which is being bought out by a company that doesn't value women's rights, or a country that doesn't value women's rights. It's a real crazy scale if you think about it, Jeff.
Oh man. Snee Vegas says, what if they just stop new shows and sell broadcasting rights to the tape library?
I
Huh.
would say
I
Tony
mean,
Khan should buy that.
that'd be handing Tony Khan like the largest win of all time, but I don't think that would happen.
Mario F also said, "Look how many people learn about Vince coming back, not from WWE but the trades." The Coog is thanking us. He says, "When the news broke tonight, he was hoping that we would go live. Thanks a bunch." Yeah, man. We were just wrapping up on doing the Game Room podcast, and it just broke, and we were like, "We have to go live for you guys."
Yeah.
Mario F thinks a few will leave. Maduja is joining us, regular here on the Broken Tables podcast. Feels bad for the women, like you said. Mario F agrees with him. Luke's Comics says, I could see Alexa leave, and that blows a hole in the new Bray story. Again, there's a lot of women that would probably leave. Mario
Dude,
F
no,
says,
here, let me stop you right there. You could remove anyone in the Bray story and it wouldn't affect it at all. None of it makes any fucking sense whatsoever. Bray, I can't even listen. I'm trying to like describe it to you and I can't even do it. Like, it makes no sense right now. And it was almost like she was being controlled by Bray the other night and she was like, I'm the new face of evil. I audibly laughed out loud and I was like, that was the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't know. You could remove anybody from that storyline and it wouldn't affect it at all. You could even remove Bray and just leave Uncle Howdy and it's the same whatever is happening.
yeah, no, I agree. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Madu just says,
Whatever they got
dude,
going on.
2023 is just starting. What the fuck? Red Rum says, appears to be a done deal across the Google News feed. The company will go back to being private. Yeah, and Vince will be put back in charge, and he'll head up creative again probably, and that'll be that.
Yeah, just when
but-
we thought 2022 was a crazy year for wrestling, we got Brawl Out and all that craziness. 2023 is like, yo, hold my beer. Like,
nobody can even talk about the Brawl Out at this point. Like, man, like it's over. Like, you can't even talk about that anymore. Like, it's just not even like you can't even compare the two stories. Like, what's AEW's biggest controversy? The Brawl Out. What's WWE's biggest controversy this like ever? Like, I don't even
this
know. This
week.
isn't even their biggest. Or maybe it is, but selling to Saudi Arabia. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't even compare the two.
Yeah.
Uh
And yet Mario, she can't do evil. They're having a little bubbly blonde girl with pink extensions in her hair say that I am the face of evil. That is the most laughable garbage. What are you doing? I'm getting attacked by my cat over here. What up, Uday? Vince McMahon.
Vince
Me.
McMahon.
She's biting me now. I don't get what's going on over here.
She's freaking out about the sale as well.
She's angry too, yeah.
Jeff, this actually makes me think of the irony. Do you remember a few years back when they did the Saudi show, one of the Crown Jewel shows, and the talent got more or less held hostage on the runway, and they were like stuck on their plane for
Yep.
like double-digit hours, if I recall correctly? Like,
sure do.
Like, this is a country that's done that to these talent. Like, remember like Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, like they were like fuck the Saudis and all that, like when they left, and like when they re-signed, they were like, yeah, we'll do it for the money, whatever. But like they didn't enjoy it the first time. Like, I think that might have just been a work to get the marks upset. But like, I don't know. Like, how are they feeling now?
What if next time they go and they're like, you're not leaving, you're performing here forever, like like Tropic Thunder style, dude. They're like, you're not leaving, you're gonna perform in our shows forever. Yeah, move out of the way, Roman Veer's coming.
Or Mansoor. Don't forget about Mansoor.
Hey, yeah. Maybe Ali will finally get his
Red Rum likes the cat, and he loves the trading cards and the man caves. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
They love trading cards and man caves, dude. I got stacks upon stacks. Here's a Nick Foles RPA for you.
That's
Here's
nice.
a PSA 10 James Wiseman for you. They're just like sitting all over in front of me. Since we're over here in Philly, here's a 9-5 Tyrese Maxey rookie card. You know what I'm saying?
Dan Delaney pointing out what we talked about earlier. He says, "Don't expect The Rock, Austin, or Taker to ever perform at Mania again if the sale to Saudi is true." Yeah, I completely agree with that. We talked about it earlier, but you can't expect talent or people that want to have careers outside of WWE, like whether it be Hollywood or whatever. These talent aren't going to like these guys aren't gonna want to come in. Like Batista's not gonna. I mean, Batista's retired, he says, but Batista, John Cena, The Rock, like these guys are done. Like they're off the table. At least I feel pretty confidently saying that. Like I can't see any of them wanting to work there.
I mean,
Mandy
listen, man.
Rose is probably like she dodged the bullet there. Um,
I'm gonna say something here. I think all those guys you named are what I would call money whores now. And if Saudi Arabia threw enough money at them, I think they'd show up.
I would argue that the thing you got to keep in mind is that nowadays clout is very important. Unfortunately, they're like just based off of the point of it alone. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think so. I think that guys like The Rock, who are very concerned with their image in the public space, you're
Yeah.
not going to see The Rock.
Yeah, I don't
On.
think you'll see The Rock there. That's
I don't
true.
think John Cena
But
either. I honestly don't.
Didn't Undertaker perform at the first Crown
Oh
Jewel?
yeah, no. Undertaker will, not Undertaker. Undertaker,
Yeah, he's
he's.
going.
I'm talking about guys who want to have meaningful work outside of wrestling. Like John Cena, The Rock, like the actors, like they're not going to go. They're not going to show up in WWE again. Um,
Dude, the
let's see what else.
memes are out of control right now. I'm seeing pictures of Tony Khan hugging Vince and all kinds of just craziness going through.
CM fan says Sami Zayn is done. Mario F says The Miz is done. I don't know. I don't know if The Miz. Um,
Yeah. Mario, explain that one. Why do you think the Miz is done? Is he one of the ones that says he won't go to Saudi Arabia and perform? I'm not familiar.
no, I think
Natasha
it's
McGuinness,
man.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and John Cena will leave forever. I can only pray Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens wind up in AEW. That's my perfect roster.
So,
AEW's current with
sorry, go ahead.
Sami Zayn and Owens is my perfect roster. Oh,
So, I'm currently in our Discord right now, which you should definitely join our Discord if you're going to be hanging out with us in the future, whether it be on the podcast or whatnot. Come join our Discord, Jeff. If you could drop the link in the Discord in the chat for the Discord, that would be appreciated. I'm currently talking to one of our guys there, Juhas. He says he cried at the news. He's pissed. Um, he said obscenely mean things on the walk to his car. He's about to go to a strip joint.
yep, exactly, Coog. We're gonna find out who's got moral convictions and who just want the money.
Yeah,
You
I
know, but
completely
then you're
agree
gonna
with that.
get heels that can just play that into their character, and you'll never know. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm just here for the money. Obviously, pay me." You know what I mean? Like, of course, somebody's gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to see it, and I am very curious. We talk about talent leaving. We talk about talent leaving, and okay, so the talent, if you're upset, you got to do something. You have to act. Like you can't just like something's got to give. You're either talking shit, walk the walk is what I'm saying. Like if the talent's upset, the talent needs to do something about it. They can't just continue to be upset and bitch to the dirt sheets. Like
Yeah,
grow a spine, honestly. Like grow a spine. If you're upset
yeah.
about it, do something about it. That's
And
that's
Coog,
that's
yeah,
my
I
big
saw
thing.
you in there. I actually added you earlier today. You might not have seen me at you there. Let's see. Luke's comic says the Hollywood guys are all out. Batista, Cena, The Rock. Can't wait to see Kevin Steen and El Generico. Oh, if we get El Generico, my wishes will have been granted by the wrestling gods, dude. Like,
If
I,
El Generico ends up in AEW, I will chant Olay at the next AEW show for like half the show until I can't breathe anymore. Um, Johnny to Journeya says, Saudi Arabian Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh wow, I was trying to figure out what that meant. Good job there. I didn't even figure that out.
Yeah,
Oh, he
Saudi.
wrote it out. Okay, I'm an idiot. Never mind. Uday
So
says, I want a Shield return. What's your thoughts about that? I want Roman nowhere near AEW, but I'll take Seth Rollins, aka Tyler Black, right?
absolutely, I would take
I'll take
Tyler
Tyler
Black.
Black all day long.
Absolutely. Again, so like I'm known. I have a history of just I do not like WWE. I hate them for many reasons. I would love to see the company burn. It's currently burning. I'm having a fantastic day, by the way. Um, but so my thing is that my issue's never been with the talent so much. I mean, I have some talent I don't like, obviously, but it's the company itself. So I would love to see a lot of this talent that is in WWE not be there anymore. Like you said, the Tyler Blacks. I'm a big Bailey fan. I think she's great. I would love to see her wrestle elsewhere. There's so much talent in that company that is just could be doing so much more and be so much happier. Madu just saying a meme of Hulk Hogan with Saudi shirt saying "Fight for the rights of only men." um, Texas does it better. Better says, "You think they can still produce wrestling figures from Mattel?" Probably. I mean, I don't know, Jeff. You're more of a figure guy. Do you have any sense on that? Maybe.
So, like I said, we don't know any of the intricacies of this deal. If they're buying the whole company, they just kind of they just assume those contracts with Mattel. Now, whether Mattel would want to up them when the contracts are up is, a toss up, but I'm not a businessman, so I don't know too much about all of that stuff. I could be wrong with what I just said, but not too sure where that's at right now. But I do love your name there, sir. Texas does it better. We got Natasha McGinnis again. I would love to point out that MVP avoided traveling to Saudi Arabia due to converting to atheism after being a former Muslim. Roman also refused to go in 2019. Yeah, but I think that's when Roman was still dealing with his leukemia and COVID was a thing. He couldn't go anywhere. He was like in a bubble.
Yeah, but I mean, they did. There a great point there about MVP. I mean, that is true. He did not travel to Saudi Arabia. That is something to make note of.
Yeah.
Mario F says so. No more WWE games. Again, I mean that's something we're gonna have to see how that plays out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was still WWE games.
Yeah, you can't imagine that they're just going to buy the company and kill a lot of the profitable pieces of it. You know what I mean? The game is a massive profit for the company. TV is a massive profit for the company. So you can't imagine that they would just kill it. But, these dudes with $600 billion, like, you never know what they're going to do. They go buy, $1 million cars just to go wreck them. It's kind of wild. So I have no idea what's going to happen here.
Yeah, people are stupid. Says Saudi didn't allow Zayn at the last show because of his ethnicity. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
we've mentioned
true.
that.
Jason McAllen seems to think that Prince Devitt, the Good Brothers, and AJ Styles are going to go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, that would be really cool. I definitely wouldn't mind. Those are all really talented guys at the end of the day. Tasha
Oh, so
McGinnis
Roman stated it was due to his objections to the Khashoggi murder. Okay, I didn't know that. That puts a little bit of respect on Roman for me right now. Then,
yeah. Pawn99 says, as lifelong WWE guy, I may be done forever. Vince killed his business or the business. He didn't kill the business. He killed his business. Meduja says it's going to be a slow process. Yeah, I mean, we're still trying to keep an eye on the news in the meantime. We thank everyone for hanging out with us here live. We're currently, it looks like about 70 viewers live. We're currently at 29 likes. If you guys could help us get past that 30 number.
oh yeah, let's break that 30.
Yeah, help us break the 30, please. We would really appreciate it. It'd mean a lot to us. Subscribe. Continue to hang out with us here. You can pick your avatar down below. You can do a battle royale. Try to win the battle royale. We got a lot of people in here right now, so you could.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I just triggered it.
Yeah,
Fight.
I'm actually gonna real quickly type myself so that way I can get into the battle royale. People are stupid. Said Vince back sold to Saudi. What a day! Yeah, no man, it's been insane. Just to process everything.
I just never imagined that how many days ago was it that we announced Vince forced his way into the company? Like just a couple of days, right?
Like 3 or 4 days.
Thursday,
Yeah,
not
it's
even
only
a
been
week.
no, it hasn't been.
And here we are with an announcement of a possible already being sold. Like, this is just wild. Can't wait to see those awesome promos in Arabic. Yo, could you imagine if they do the old Japanese dubbed, the martial arts movies type thing, and they just dub over it? That's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be. Uh,
You say
so
NXT was good at least? I saw the middle rope burst tonight on the main event.
so Rob the Dude says, I wonder what this will do for AEW. Well, I think a few things. I think number one, the talent that how do I want to put this? The talent that we're kind of trying to go back to WWE are probably not going to do that anymore. I think your Malachi Blacks, your Buddy Matthews are very relieved that they really dodged the bullet. They may be the luckiest guys in pro wrestling, period. Just to not get out of those AEW contracts was like the best thing that could have happened to them. Other things. I can't wait to hear Max Caster tomorrow. I think his rap, just let him go on stage and let him just go. Tony should just be like, all right, we're gonna give you 15 minutes. Just go ahead, Max. Um, the Coog says, when did you guys bolt the Fed? I left in 2011 after a 1 hour shameful reign by Rey Mysterio of the WWE title. Just disgusting that they did that to him. I've told the story previously on the podcast, but I'll just say it again. For me, the last straw was Bray Wyatt. I struggled with the company for years, falling out of love. Around like 2011 was when it kind of started, but there were things about it that I didn't like. I enjoyed the product to an extent, but it just kind of got worse over that decade. But the booking of Bray Wyatt for me was the last straw. I saw this guy Bray Wyatt, right, and he was just so talented, like just a genius at the entertainment side of pro wrestling. I understand that it is pro wrestling, but the way that this guy talked was captivating. I thought that he was a truly generational speaker, and his character work was phenomenal. The Eater of Worlds thing was awesome, and his booking was destroyed. And then the Fiend, the Goldberg. It's ironic because it was a Saudi Arabia show. The Fiend and Goldberg. When Goldberg squashed the Fiend, that was the moment that broke me. That was the last straw for me. AEW at this point was already a thing, and I was just like, you know what? I can't do it. Like, I was already not watching WWE anymore, but that was the moment where it was like completely turned off. Like, I went from watching like maybe like 5% of the product to just completely zero. It was just completely terrible.
Dude, what's up, everybody in chat? We got a few new people here. We got YK Beast. We got Jason McAllen, Kevin Steen, and El Generico versus the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing. Oh my, dude, I've been saying it all night. Kevin Steen and El Generico or Sami Zayn in AEW is one of my dreams. It is part of my dream roster. Devin McClarty, thank you for following me. Your show is awesome. Oh, no problem, man. Where I think I missed somebody. The Bush Leaguers. What did he say there? I can see Vince starting a new promotion. I don't know. I think he's gonna take his $7 or $8 billion and just walk away. Not too sure. See here, people are stupid. Wonder if them selling to Saudi possibly played into Stephanie stepping down and Vince taking over again. We know how they feel about women's rights and power. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. So if you look at it from above right now, if this is true, obviously Stephanie found out and was like, later. You know what I mean? It's just, if this is true, that's just seems that would be what happened here. Yeah, what up, coach? Had to grab those headphones. Thanks, man. Welcome in. People are stupid as hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Everybody that has hit that subscribe button, thank you guys very much here tonight. Lots of you guys have hit it. Replica Pro Collector, thank you very, very much as well. If you didn't see your name pop up, that means that you hide your subscriptions, I believe, on the old YouTube app. So if you unhide those, I would be able to see it, and it triggers automatically. So thank you, everybody who subscribed. Apologize for those whose names didn't pop up. Jay White will probably stay in Japan now. No, I heard Jay White was coming to America to wrestle, and he ain't going to WWE. He's smaller than Adam Cole. Like, he's not going to WWE unless he planned on going to NXT and just running the show there. Because, granted, if he wanted to run the show in NXT, he could. Easy.
Yeah. Natasha McGuinness says that they've been a fan of AEW since its inception, but they've been watching Raw, SmackDown, NXT weekly still. Now, though, if the sale's true, nah, I'm done. Also going to say, as for someone making a new promotion, Triple H and Steph are more likely than Vince to start a new company, buy a smaller one and build it up. I actually think that Triple H and Steph would be done. I don't think you would have, if the sale's true and Saudi Arabia's bought them and Hunter probably steps away soon after, which fuck him, by the way, fuck Triple H. I think they just leave. I think they're just done. I think they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And whatever, man. They're just done.
I think the reason Stephanie would leave now and not before is I think she would be very upset with the way that Vince has gone about doing this. This was a absolutely like hostile strong arm takeover of the company, forced her out of her position. Like, whew, I could see her being a little upset.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. You know, what can you say? It's a crazy situation that's currently unfolding. Let's see. Let's look at the chat. Mario F saying, "But why would Stephanie leave now and not before?" Well, she's leaving now because, and that's why I also kind of believe that this is real about the deal going through. Because she obviously got wind of something that she doesn't want any part of, and so she left. I mean, that's a big indication of it being a true story. I mean, obviously we don't have an official confirmation from Saudi Arabia or from WWE yet, but I mean, Stephanie just leaving, and again, not just leaving the company, you know, not just resigning as co-CEO, but she left the board of directors as well.
Yeah. What up, Bradley Travaskis? He says, when did this happen? I watched from Australia. So about an hour and 15, 20 minutes ago, the reports started coming out on Twitter. It is not confirmed yet, but all of these sources on Twitter are very reputable, and nobody is denying it. We'll put it that way. And right. Rob the Dude, thank you for the subscription. Yeah, this is wild, man.
I mean, yeah, let's keep reading some chats. Let's see here. Oh, I think we missed one. I'm going to scroll back up a little bit.
Real quick, somebody just said on Twitter, they're like, the Saudis are going to demand Andre the Giant win the Rumble against the Ultimate Warrior. And I'm like, you know what? That's probably not far from the truth, because didn't they ask for Yokozuna a couple years ago? And,
they did.
You know,
yeah, they did.
It's like, yeah, I'm not sure that they're, you know, they're a couple crayons short of a full box, and they might be buying something that they don't even know what they're buying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, possibly. People are stupid said El Generico has to save the orphans again, and all the elite kids and fans need him. That's very true. Let's keep going down. Meduja says the dark side of the ring on Vince will be a whole season. Meduja says that weekly, and he's not wrong. It's just it keeps getting more and more true. Natasha McGuinness says, on the bright side, by default, AEW now has the best women's division in North America. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. It already had it.
They already had it since Madison Rayne arrived.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Luke's comic says again, this proves that CM Punk was right. He really was. It's about that company. Candido fan says Stephanie was asked to resign or she was going to be fired. She is the one that reported Vince for misconduct. Well, yeah, her, Triple H, and Nick Khan were the ones that did it originally. But when Vince orchestrated this coup d'etat to come back into WWE, I mean, that's really what it was. Corporate coup d'etat. I mean,
yeah,
she saw the writing on the walls, and I do think she's resigning because of the sale. I mean, it just, the timing of it is way too specific. Let's see what else is going on. People Are Stupid says, I think JY in WWE wouldn't make sense for how his character is. His promos would be super censored and watered down. WWE is all the Japan guys tone down their strong style ways that we love. Completely true. The Coog says that CM Punk is now CM Prophet.
Yeah. Yo,
Rainier Laura.
could you imagine? Listen to this. Imagine CM Punk shows back up and he's playing a heel, obviously, right? And he's like, I was gonna go back to the WWE or to that other shitty company, but I can't do that now. Like, obviously, I'm not a writer. You know what I mean? I'm not CM Punk. I can't come up with things like that. But imagine the storyline of him being a heel and using the fact that he could have gone there, or something like that, or even MJF using that. The whole bidding war of 2024. Now he's gonna be like, Saudi Arabia's got $600 billion. Tony, you think you can afford me? Like, oh, this is gonna be insane. Yeah, nobody's disputing because they don't know themselves, but usually you would get somebody from within the company would be like, I don't think so. You know what I mean? It's lips are zipped right now, it seems like.
It's a really interesting situation because, again, it is past midnight here on the East Coast in the U.S., and it's very possible that there's nobody to give a statement right now. I mean, it's not the middle of the night, but it is late here. But I don't know, man. It's there isn't enough coming out saying to the contrary, I think.
Yes.
Some wrestling media guys have kind of not backed off, but have stated that it maybe this has been blown out of proportion. But I don't know yet. I mean, we're just gonna kind of keep trying to see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody here with us tonight. This is easily the most avatars I have seen down on the bottom. You guys are awesome for joining in tonight. Thank you for everybody that's hit that subscribe button. Um, this is a wild night, man. I did not expect this to come so quickly after Vince forced his way back in the doors. They were kind of saying he's not the chairman of the board yet. He's just back in there. Well, he is now. He freaking is now.
Yeah, I know. People are stupid saying this is great news for tonight. Now Max Caster has enough to get his rap ready for Dynamite. Absolutely. I can't wait for it. Natasha McGinnis says the MJF promos this week are going to be some of the best he's ever had, and that's a high bar. My thing about the MJF promos is like, so what happens with the bidding war of 2024? Does he just say, nah, man, I'm not going there? I guess I'm here.
Yeah, Adam Salazar, let's go AEW. Thank you, TK.
The Coog says, these leaks speak volumes right now, like a rooster crowing nonstop all over the wrestling world. Snee Vegas
Let's
TV says
go.
Booker T had a gimmick when he got traded to SmackDown that he hated SmackDown and wanted to be on Raw. Punk could do this times 10.
Yeah. I wanted to go back and work for his stupid son-in-law.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit! Oh man, this is a wild night, man. I keep repeating myself, but holy shit! For everybody who is listening to us right now, we will be back here live tomorrow night, right after AEW Dynamite. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We are here on the East Coast, so if you're over on the West Coast, that'll be 7? Yeah, 7 p.m. Western, Pacific, whatever you want to call it. We would really love to have all you guys back for our AEW Dynamite review tomorrow night. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, I mean, also obviously, if there happens to be any news that breaks tomorrow, we will discuss it tomorrow night here on the podcast. I don't know if we're gonna get more news tonight. We're still gonna. I'm still down to hang out and try to figure more out as long as Jeff is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, if anything breaks tomorrow, we'll probably be talking about it tomorrow night during our Dynamite review. Let's go back to the chat. Natasha McGinnis says, I think Jeffrey was right, and MJF's promo is going to be something like Saudis have 600 billion. Can you afford me, Tony? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely a touchy subject, but I mean, I could see MJF swallowing his pride on that and just saying whatever he needs to say. Let's see what else is going on. Low Roller Scratcher says, do you think Saudi Arabia will be buying the NBA, NFL, MLB, a team next if Saudi Arabia buys WWE today? Honestly, straight up buys a team. I don't think they would buy an NFL team. maybe the NBA or the MLB, maybe. But I don't know. That's actually a really great question, Scratcher.
Oh,
That's an
Mario
awesome.
makes me wish I had that sounder right now. Do 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 do.
um, let's see what else is going on. The Coog says big AEW show tomorrow night. Let's effing go. Yes, it is a huge episode of Dynamite tomorrow night. It is a free pay-per-view on television. Like it just straight up is.
Yes.
Um,
What up, low roller?
it's gonna be a completely awesome episode of AEW Dynamite tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, if you're one of the fans of wrestling who do not tune in weekly to AEW, and you kind of sporadically watch or you don't even watch, I highly, highly recommend tuning in tomorrow night to Dynamite. There is every possibility that we get Mercedes Vernado, Sasha Banks, possibly. It's not guaranteed by any means, but we are absolutely hoping so. We do think that it's going to happen. Tomorrow is going to be a great episode. It's going to be a free pay-per-view. So I definitely recommend watching it. If you can't watch it, definitely recommend you show up here for our review, so. Oh yeah, best podcast show of the year tomorrow. I hope so, man. That'd be great. Look at
yeah,
all these
I
avatars
definitely.
down here. I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, Rainer Lara says, so what does that mean for WWE Women's Division Sami Zayn? Honestly, I think the Women's Division is going to get gutted. I think a lot of them are going to walk, and I really think the same for Sami Zayn. The Kook says he's going to be live at AEW Dynamite tomorrow. Have a great time, man. It's going to be an awesome show. Um,
Yeah, Purple tried turning on Dynamite tonight, and she was like, "Why is Young Sheldon on?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's Tuesday." And she's like, "Damn it."
yeah. My schedule this week is all fucking flipped around too. It's actually pretty funny. Um,
Oh, I would be shocked if they don't mention it, Natasha. It's almost for certain Max Caster's gonna do something. They got to give him a rap. They got to do something.
Well, I'm waiting for the Tony Khan tweet. Like, it's coming. Like, I can't wait for TK to go on Twitter. Like, I don't know what he's doing right now. It's a big week for him, obviously, between Dynamite and then also the Jags are in the playoffs. But like, like Tony Khan's got to be like, oh shit, let me tweet something.
Yo, could you imagine? Tony's probably just sitting there right now, like wanting to tweet out. Remember his tweet the other day saying, "Why is everybody being so nice to me?" He's gonna be like, "Everybody's being real nice to me now." Dragon Souls, thank you, Dragon Souls the Renewed for 2023. Thank you for the sub.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Maduj is right. Max is gonna spit some fire tomorrow.
Dude, the more we talk about it, the more I feel bad for this women's roster over there. The men, they can all, they can all survive. Like this women's roster, I really hope they don't just get absolutely decimated. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about what I hope happens for them. Like, I don't, but I definitely feel bad for the AEW women's roster for sure.
Wait, why do you feel bad for the AEW women's roster?
I'm sorry, the WWE women's
Oh,
roster.
okay. I was gonna say you shouldn't feel bad for AEW's women's roster.
I'm
They
not
are
used to
on a roll.
talking about WWE. It's very rare that we do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy that the Cougs getting to go to Dynamite. It's gonna be it's one of the, if not the biggest Dynamites of all time. I can't wait for the Escalera de la Muerte, the trios ladder match. That's gonna be fucking insane. Um, let's see. Low Roller Scratcher saying Saudi Arabia fund is buying WWE, not Saudi Arabia government buying WWE company. Yeah, it's not the actual country, but the fund is run by the country for the
Yeah.
country's purposes. Like
It has access to the entire $580 billion that
yeah,
Saudi
like I
Arabia has
understand.
access to.
I understand your point there, where you're saying it's not the government that's buying it, but it would
Yeah.
be like I don't know of a great way to look at it, but like I don't know. I don't know of the right way to look at it, but it's still the government. It's an arm of the government buying something. It's
Hmm.
like the post office right here in the U.S. Like the post office, the U.S. government runs the post office. The post office delivers your mail. The U.S. government doesn't deliver your mail, but
Yeah.
it has an arm of itself that gives that service to its
Exactly. Yep.
citizens.
Yep.
Right.
That's a good way to put it. There you go.
Yeah. I was trying to figure something that was applicable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I could just see Tony sitting there right now with a fat cigar. You know, the AFC South, I think it is. I'm not even sure where. You know, he's in
yeah,
the AFC something.
yeah.
Down there, just holding the title and the cigar and the game ball that he was given. It's a
Oh yeah, man. Tony's
good day for
living the
Tony
high
Khan.
life.
Definitely a good day for Tony Khan.
Tony is living the high life right now.
Yeah. The Coog says it's owned by the Saudi royal family. Yeah, yeah. It's just a way for them to kind of put a different image in front of them. Oh
Mm.
man, these memes are getting hilarious. Just all these memes of like Scarface being replaced with Tony Khan's head and just cigars left and right. Shane.
Yeah, I mean Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net. They're not taking the story back. Like some of the wrestling media is speculating that maybe it's like there's a case it might be not true, but I mean, he's not. He's like I'm gonna be working on a follow up, so he's like I'll be up all night. Um, I don't know. We're just kind of gonna have to keep waiting. I mean, again, it is kind of crazy that there's been no word from like even talent about like surely talent is trying to reach out to the upper management, right? Like you would think, right?
Dude, the phones are probably ringing off the hook right now.
So my question is, why hasn't any talent? So like this is another thing that makes me kind of lead to believe that it's real and that it's true because so all this talent is finding out right now because this news broke over an hour ago, so it wasn't too late in the night to assume that everybody's asleep right now. It's 11 o'clock at night. People are probably still up. I find it hard to believe that no talent has been able to get through to somebody like Triple H or like Steph. Like Stephanie's gone, but somebody and be like, "Hey, is there any truth to this?" and get a straight no. You know what I mean? Like the fact that there's nobody coming out on the talent level that has gotten any type of word from anybody higher up in the company.
Oh wow, Natasha is right. I forgot about that. Mansoor's current gimmick would get him freaking executed in Saudi Arabia. That's crazy.
Right? Yeah. It's serious. Like how bad the situation is for everybody. Um, Coog is asking how high is this trending on Twitter. Let me see real quick. Right now Vince is number 4 trending overall. Saudi is
He
trending number 5
he
overall.
probably thinks that's a good thing.
Yeah, probably. Steph is 16. Sami Zayn is 22. So I mean, Vince and Saudi are up there. Um, it seems like the Golden Globes are getting a lot of attention right now, which is why the trending isn't higher. I just updated. Vince is actually 4 now. Vince and Saudi, I guess, are tied at 4 now. I guess that's how Twitter works now.
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh man. So Coog, his gimmick is kind of like he's a male model, and he plays like very flamboyantly with Is it T-Bar? Did they ever give T-Bar a new name? Is he still called T-Bar while he's a freaking male model?
Hmm. Little thing. He's not confirming it yet, but Sean Ross Sapp just said on his stream or wherever he's doing right now, I guess his Patreon exclusive stuff. Mojo Rawley, who has tons of Saudi family members, texted him and said, "Shit, maybe I'll be rehired." Huh.
Oh man.
Um, Somebody pointing out on Twitter that Steve Muehlhausen has put his name on 2 stories this week. That Mercedes is going to be at AEW tomorrow, and that WWE sold to Saudi.
Oh wow. Oh, it's Mason Mansoor, not T-Bar. T-Bar's that other guy. Okay. It's Mace. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Natasha.
Kind of crazy to think, but like tomorrow is going to be a big day for Steve Muehlhausen's career because these 2 stories are both going to assume, you got to assume that they're going to be both proven right or wrong tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for tomorrow night. I'm like super excited to be honest with you. Uh, I have a weird like feeling of like Tony is in a weird position here. He's got to deliver Mercedes, it feels like. And I know if he doesn't, he never said she's coming, and like nobody really did, but the expectation just kind of built itself, and you know,
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like he's absolutely put himself in this corner, which is why I do think she's coming back. I mean, Tony Khan's not one to do that to himself, and I think he would make it very clear. But there's been a lot of teases to say otherwise.
yep, absolutely. You got Britt Baker calling herself the boss and winking at the camera, you know what I mean? Like there's just it's been a few things, and they need to deliver. It better be, if it's not her, it definitely needs to be somebody of like high status, somebody of note.
Right.
All right, you seeing anything new coming up?
I'm still trying to get some updates for everybody. Rhonda Thompson says Lord Vince ran WWE to the ground. He absolutely did.
Yeah.
Tasha McGinnis says T-Bar was Dominic Dijakovic when he was in NXT. Anyway, yes,
Yes.
Mace was renamed, but now it's pronounced Mace instead of Mace.
So instead of Mace, he's Masse. Kudos to at least changing it, because yeah, all right.
Yeah. Let's see.
So Steven Muehlhausen has just replaced the pinned tweet on his channel with his tweet about the WWE being sold.
Well, I mean, he's doubling down. I mean,
He is now doubling down. He has pinned that tweet to the top of his page. He is standing by it.
I trust him. I mean, he's done good reporting in the past.
What up, Jordan?
It's a big gamble you're putting there. If you're gonna report this, you got to feel good about it. Like, I don't know. I think it's true. I think it's real. That's just my opinion on it. But we'll have to see. I would love to hear everybody's takes on this. Thank you for everyone hanging out with us. We're currently at 41 likes. If you can get us to 50 likes, that would be just freaking incredible. We would really appreciate that. It would mean a lot to us. And subscribe, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Like we've said earlier, we go live every single Wednesday after Dynamite, every Friday after Rampage. We do prediction shows and post shows for pay-per-views. We have a video game podcast on Monday nights, the Game Room Podcast. If you like video games and wrestling, this is the channel for you. We love chatting with you guys in the chat. I think we do a pretty damn good job, Jeff, at talking with the community.
That's why we call ourselves the only fully interactive wrestling podcast, man. You guys can ask us just about anything in chat and we'll read it if we catch it. Tonight's been a little crazy with the chat. I'm sorry if we didn't catch everything, but usually we catch everything you guys ask us. We got a whole bunch of new people here tonight. Rhonda Thompson, thank you. Bring back the 90s style wrestling. It was more exciting. I love a good bloody match. Hey, that's what AEW is all about right there.
Duke said Vince executed Order 66 tonight, and the WWE talent and fans, Emperor Palpatine to a T. Yeah, that's a great way to put it, actually.
He will be more powerful.
That was actually pretty good, Jeff.
Thank you. I didn't know I could do that, actually. It was the first time I ever tried.
That wasn't bad. I would like to see it, hear it again with some work behind it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Let's see if there's anything new. Yeah, I mean, Steven Muehlhausen, without actually putting out another tweet, but he pinned it to his top. He is sticking by it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely an interesting night here in the pro wrestling world. An interesting day. Interesting fucking week. Interesting fucking year, even. Well, I mean, thank God for Tony Khan. The man has saved pro wrestling in North America. If this is real, then WWE is in bad shape in terms of the pro wrestling community. If you liked WWE, it's going to be very hard to continue to like it, I feel.
Yeah.
It's already a content company. That's the point of them. It's going to become worse. I would expect mass layoffs, people to walk out. Madu just says, I'm joking around, but it's good that WWE exists because no one wants a wrestling monopoly in USA. Even if AEW is good without competition, They don't have to try anymore. I hope everything goes right. I agree. I mean, my problem with WWE is that like I don't mind there being multiple companies competing, but WWE is just extremely scummy with how
See,
they've always competed.
I'm gonna slightly disagree, Miaja. I think this is their opportunity to shine, and I think they need to work even harder and show these WWE fans who might be like, all right, let's give them a shot. Let's see what they got over there. You know, let's see if all these Twitter trolls have been telling the truth. And I think they need to put their best foot forward these next couple of months and show everybody, you know, who is the best professional wrestling promotion in America. This is their time to shine. And
Yeah.
Natasha says, I feel bad for all the LGBT talent on the roster. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. This had to be like completely out of nowhere for them, and definitely got to be scary. I mean, even at the moment, you have no idea what's going to happen, but it's got to be scary for sure.
Hmm. Hold on. It's kind of just a backup, but so John Alba has tweeted both individuals who have reported the WWE Saudi Arabia sale have a track record for being right more than they do being wrong. And in
Mm-hmm.
this instance, they may simply have better sources than I do. But no one is able to at this time confirm the news to me personally. So
Wow.
so John
Even
Alba basically
Deadspin, yeah, it's
So John Alba, basically, if you don't know who he is, he's an Emmy award-winning sportscaster. He does hosts on Fight TV. He does the Matt Hardy Pod. Um, he does like he has his own media school, but he is a wrestling media figure. Um, but he's saying that the people that reported it, they usually get things right, but he cannot personally confirm the story. But that doesn't mean anything. Sean Ross Sapp also has not officially confirmed it. Okay, hold on. We actually have an update from Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net.
okay.
Um, hmm. So the update is here's what he's put together so far. The deal isn't completely finalized because WWE must provide notice to shareholders and other parties. There are legalities to go through as the company is publicly traded, but again, Cassidy Haynes has been told the deal has been agreed upon in principle.
There it is.
So that would make a lot of sense. The fact that the deal. So Jeff, we talk about on the Game Room podcast, Xbox, Microsoft is acquiring Activision Blizzard. For big purchases like this, there is time that is needed for things to go through. It could, I mean, like that makes the most sense. That obviously I guess like for me, the story I already expected. It's not like they already just like bam, snap of a finger, they own the company. No, there's a lot of legal stuff that needs to go down. Um, but according to Cassidy Haynes, that would be the his follow up is that the deal is not signed. The deal has stuff to go through, but it is a done deal. It's agreed upon. Both sides have agreed to the deal. Now they just have to get the ball rolling.
Man, I feel like cracking a bottle of this meat open here tonight. It's like celebration time.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck the Fed. First of all, um,
Might be some dust on the bottle. This is over a year old. October 2021, I brewed this. Vikings blood.
well, that was nice. Excalibur retweeted a tweet saying if you feel like you want to do something, it would be very oozy to show support and donate to Sami Zayn's fundraiser for Syria. Excalibur retweeted that.
That would be very oozy of you.
Um, man.
Yo,
So
to
yeah,
tell you
I
the
mean,
truth, so
sorry.
sorry. The Coog just said, "I wonder who leaked from within the WWE." I honestly think it was Nick Khan.
I don't think it's Nick Khan because I think Nick Khan's along for the ride at this point. Who? I mean,
I feel like it's
that's
all
hard.
planned out.
It's hard to speculate that type of thing. I mean, because like I think people automatically assume that it's something like on the talent side. It doesn't mean it was on the talent side. It could very easily just be someone in the corporate side that we don't know. It could be someone that's remaining on the board of directors. You know what I mean? Natasha
Yeah.
McGinnis says, could it be Stephanie herself who leaked it? Absolutely. It could absolutely be Stephanie McMahon that did it. Um, all I know is that Cassidy Haynes has a very good track record with me. He was the one that broke the CM Punk Story returning last year in 2021. He also was the one that broke Bryan Danielson, signing with AEW. This guy has very rarely misses. So I'm
Yeah.
going to say that like I'm going to believe what he's talking about, especially with his update that it's done in principle. Um I don't know.
Cornelius Burton, thank you for the sub.
Yes, thank you, Cornelius. Appreciate it. Um Let's see what else is going on. Brave Raider says, so is the WWE going to change their content now, or are they going to still run the company? So the idea going around is that they're going to become a privately run company with Vince at the helm, you would have to assume. I think that would be a really big plus for them. I think Saudi Arabia wants Vince to run the company. That's just speculation. I don't have any facts really behind that, except that's just Vince was the one that brokered the original deal with Saudi Arabia. It's safe to assume. He's placing himself in a position to really just run it again. So
Yeah.
I think the content would change to the effect of Vince's running the show. So I would expect the content to change slightly. Not that Triple H was doing much better than Vince, but I mean, I guess it was technically better, but not by much.
So I see a really good tweet here I want to read.
Yeah, go for it.
So it says, hey, Vince, I know you were mad, but you just ruined everything. How much more money do you really need? Could you not think of your legacy, your grandkids, your family, the fans? All you did was add another zero to your bank account. So what? Is that how you want to be remembered? Your bank account? That's a fucking brilliant statement right there.
Here's here's a tweet. What do you not have? I'll ask you, Jeff. This is a question for you. What do you not have when you're owned by a company in Saudi Arabia?
Right?
A CEO that's a woman.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Um.
Oh, wait, is that why Stephanie resigned?
Yeah. That's what the tweet is speculating.
Oh, wow.
Effie, pro wrestler. Please support wrestling companies not owned by governments that murder and behead gay people. Most of them aren't, but now you have to make a distinction. Amen on that last bit. Like, it's a line in the sand there. You kind of have, like, you know what I mean? Like, if Saudi Arabia buys WWE, like, Effie put it really well there. Effie put it in a great way there. Jeez. Another really funny tweet. Imagine the pro USA people that watch WWE and then learn that WWE is now owned by the Saudi government. Oh man.
Brave Raider, thank you for the sub. Yeah, this is easily the most avatars we've ever had down there. You guys are almost blocking the podcast logo. That's crazy. Holy crap, man. Wow.
Yeah, we're currently at 46 likes. If you guys can help us out and get us to 50, that would be
Yeah, let's hit 50, please. I only need 4 of you. There's got to be 4 of you that haven't hit that like button yet. Please, please. Yo, there's a really nice tweet right here saying Mercedes Vernado, she winning.
Yeah,
damn right, she's winning.
Mario says, Natasha, the 90s stuff will not be shown. Justin says Triple H could be the leaker. He very well could be.
That'd be crazy.
Jordan says this year we get salute to the Saudi.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man, what a night. The memes have been fire.
The memes have been great. And you know what's great about all this is I'm not seeing any anti-Tony stuff. Everybody's just like, Tony's having a great day.
Yeah, I hope he is. I think Tony Khan right now is just like snuggled up in a very cozy bed right now, just dreaming.
Yeah, Mandy Rose winning too. She just became a millionaire and she left already.
Candido fan, hit the like button and sub. Thank you so much for that, man. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, I almost guarantee you Malachi Black went right up to Tony on Rampage and gave him a big old hug and just whispered in his ear, "Thank you."
Oh, absolutely. Again, like you have to like think like he's probably like, I really dodged the bullet. I really did. You know what's
Miro's over there.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Miro's over there telling Lana to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like just stop. Just stop, please. Not helping. Um,
uh,
you know what's gonna be really interesting, Jeff? The WWE, the Fed drone media. How are they gonna react to this news? Like, are they gonna continue to support the Fed? Like, do you like what do you think? Like,
I'm watching it scroll by me here, and a lot of them are like, I don't know if I can keep watching after this. Like, that I see a lot of that. Like, if this is true, I'm not sure I can keep watching. But
man,
I'm
it's
seeing a lot of
crazy.
replies that are like, don't think AEW won't follow suit if Saudi Arabia offers them money too. And I'm like, whatever. When the time comes, we'll find out. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, right.
you throw a couple
Not,
$1 billion at anybody, it's gonna change the fucking landscape. I get it. You know.
yeah. Zakaria Khan says Randy Orton will now retire. Yeah, probably at this point. Just call it, man.
I mean, I was thinking he was gonna retire anyway. He just had 2 discs fused in his back. Ow. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. I have 2
Um,
herniated discs. I probably need them fused. We'll see.
Mario F asking why is this good for Tony? It's good for Tony Khan because it gives him the opportunity to continue to let AEW shine. He knows the type of show he's putting on. There are going to be a lot of pro wrestling fans that are going to choose not to support a Saudi-run WWE. Maybe some of those fans were negative against AEW just because they were pro WWE. Um, there's a big opportunity for Tony tomorrow. So tomorrow's Dynamite is so huge on so many levels, and this
It
just makes it
is.
bigger. Like Tony knows that he has to go out there and deliver tomorrow. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I have complete faith in him that he will.
Fucking go.
Same here, man. If there's one thing that you'll hear me repeat all the time is Tony Khan has never failed to deliver. You know what I mean? Like, I think the worst fail to deliver thing you could come up with would be Christian Cage, but even that in the long run was freaking great. Christian Cage was an amazing add to the AEW roster, and that was the only time that I've ever seen something and been kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
just checking back in on the chat. Meduja says Dax is really quiet right now. He absolutely is, Meduja.
Yeah.
Brave Raider says I think the women content going to less, and they're going to have to wear less skin. Yeah, there's going to be less content, and they're probably going to have to be in those full body suits that they wear. Jordan saying Peter Rosenberg about to denounce his Jewish heritage. Justin says LIV Golf can't even get a network. That's true, and that's the golf that's invested by Saudi Arabia. Coog says Booker T, Disco Inferno, where are you? Completely true. Let's see.
I have too many Aubrey buttons. I forgot which one there it is.
Red Rum saying mind blowing. This changes so much. I'm happy that AEW has been able to keep going, and now yes, it is their time to shine. Natasha McGinnis says, I was hoping Randy's career wasn't over, but now it probably is the best time to just hang up his boots, maybe show up in AEW just to have a face-to-face with Jake Roberts. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be crazy.
Brave Raider saying, now what will MJF say now on Dynamite? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you say there. Again,
Listen, just the promos on Dynamite are going to be absolute fire. I hope Tony is like, you guys got free reign, but run it by me first. You know what I mean? Like, I hope this. I want him to just. I want all of it. Every single segment, give it to me. I don't even care. Ooh, has Cornette made a statement yet? I have not seen one, but his stuff doesn't get posted till like 2 days later. He like records his stuff and then like you'll see it 2 days later on YouTube. It's weird. But thank you, Sir Lord Commander, for the sub. He says, why, Vince? Why? So he could have another 0 on his bank account, apparently.
yeah, so he can run his company again and do whatever he wants, because here's the thing. It's going to be a privately owned company owned by Saudi Arabia. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he can keep doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
He's basically getting a get out of jail free card, and he's going to keep doing what he's done for decades, and that's just be scum of the earth. You know what I mean? He's going to keep running his wrestling promotion, and he's going to do whatever he wants. And yeah, I agree with Red Rum. Red Rum says, "Can't wait to hear Cornette's reaction." I can't freaking wait. Jeff, I never listen to Jim Cornette because I think he's a fucking carny piece of shit. Has Jim Cornette in the past condemned the Saudi shows?
To be honest with you, I don't know what he thinks about the Saudi shows. I'm not sure I've ever watched him
And
after one of them.
can anybody in the chat who might be aware of Cornette's stance on the Saudi shows, has he been like, has he said anything about them in the past? I would really appreciate if someone could help us out with that.
Oh, geez. Showing off a couple of my nice cards here. So I'll show you who I hope winds up in AEW. One sec. This would be my dream addition to the AEW women's roster. One Bailey.
Dude, that would be so great to get Bailey on the roster. That would be incredible. She's so good.
This is a number 24 out of 199 autographed on card Bailey. Yeah.
Let's see
I
what
just
else is
almost
going
knocked Wardlow down, but he's too strong.
So Zakaria Khan asks, "Will Vince still be running WWE?" Yes, that is the presumed, rumored part of the deal is that he will be continuing to run WWE. You would assume the creative. Natasha McGinnis says, "Any rest in peace. Any pro-American gimmicks? Lacey Evans getting repackaged again. Yeah, I know, right? Seriously, with Lacey Evans." Kook says, "Yep, the Saudis don't prosecute for sexual assaults. Vince is right at home with them."
Exactly.
Justin thinks that Sammy will be gone by tomorrow. Red Rum says,
Wow.
"Nice for the cards. Nice cards."
So the second one I just showed Rome is my Adam Cole. This is a chunk of his shirt and his autograph. And this is number 4 out of 25. So there's only 25 other of these that exist. This is like my favorite card.
Let's see. The Kook says, "I would love Kanako Urai Asuka in AEW. So many delicious matchups. Sheeta versus Kana. Oh man. There's a lot of great things that could come out of it. I would just love for El Generico to come back from the dead. Just him and Kevin Steen. That would be great. That would just be incredible."
Dude, you give me Asuka against Sheeta, Riho, Athena. My God, man. Ugh.
Yeah, and I think Luke's Comics also makes a really smart comment, saying AEW would need to add another show or an extra hour or two to both shows, which could, with all the influx of talent they could get from this. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Rampage could definitely go 2 hours.
I mean, what would happen for me if I was Tony? I'd be like, okay, anybody that I was on the fence, you're going down to Ring of Honor or Dark.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we're making a 2-hour Rampage. We're making, we got our 2-hour Dynamite, and we're running with it. Zachariah says, why didn't Vince just sell WWE to Tony or someone who knows the wrestling business? Because I don't think anybody had the $7 or $8 billion that we're imagining that it probably costs to make this purchase. And they've been doing business with the Saudi Arabian fund for a long time now, for I think close to a decade, to be honest, maybe about a half a decade.
Also, I would also say that Vince doesn't give a fuck about the wrestling industry.
No, yeah.
It's not about selling it to somebody that knows wrestling. It's about what works for him. If Tony Khan were to buy WWE, which it's not it wouldn't happen, but there is no way in hell Tony would be like, "Yeah, Vince, you can stay in charge." Like, no, absolutely not. That just wouldn't happen.
No.
So, I mean, that's why. At the end of the day, Saudi Arabia is the highest bidder, and also Vince is going to get what he wants other than the money. He's going to get what he wants, which is running his company. He's going to get to run WWE until the day he dies.
Sure is.
Brave Raider says Charlotte Flair versus Britt Baker. Charlotte's good. I think Charlotte's a little overrated. I think she's she's decent. I don't have an issue with her really so much, but yeah, I mean that would be a cool match. Kook says Ring of Honor is about to get bigger now. Yep, definitely. Meduja says Rampage needs to be live. I definitely agree with that. We've seen what a live Rampage. They're much better than the taped ones.
Yeah, I'm definitely willing to admit that now that the live Rampages are much better.
Right.
Do you think that when Vince originally inked the deal with Saudi Arabia, he had this planned? You know what? I think that might be a possibility that was his whole reasoning for making these deals with them in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I think since the day that he realized Shane wasn't going to take over the company is the day he realized he was going to sell it, and he began planning since that day.
Yeah, I mean...
Ooh, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Woo! That would be a fucking banger.
Yeah,
when Vince makes a live appearance, watch out for the boos. Dude, last time he made a live appearance was like a day after all of the sexual assault allegations, and people were bowing down to him. I don't think there's anything that dude can do. He could murder somebody on the walk ramp and people would still cheer for him. No chance. Ah.
Natasha McGinnis thinks Vince has 100% been working on this for the last 4 years. Yeah. I could definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
We are currently at 48 likes. If you guys could help us, we just need 2 more. We just need 2 more. If you could help us out, that would be amazing. Get us to 50. Be the one that does it, and let us know in the chat that you got us to 50, so we can give you a personal thank you. Yeah, man, this has been a wild night, just completely crazy.
Yeah, and I'm usually asleep by now, and I'm not even tired. This is, I'm like wide awake.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Luke's comic says I don't think Tom Matanga is going to AEW now. Would love to see him in AEW. Would love to see Bullet Club in AEW with Fergal and all. A lot of stories could be told. Yeah, I agree. Bullets the Bear says 50, and we just hit 55 likes. 56.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for that. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I think Tama Tonga is not going to go WWE. All of the stuff that's hitting right now is, you got Jay White rumored to be working America. I don't think he's going to WWE, amongst other guys. It's not happening. Yeah, we're at 55 now. We really appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. Just fucking an incredible audience tonight. We obviously do this show, the two of us, me and Jeff, but it goes beyond us. You guys are part of the show just as much as we are. So really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Natasha's got a good point there. I doubt Roman would leave now that he's built his little empire. But, honestly, it sounded like he was already planning on leaving to go to Hollywood. This might have cemented his decision. He might be like, yeah, I'm done, WrestleMania, peace out. You know what I mean? And just go to Hollywood like The Rock did.
Jeff, you want to hear like a really bad take from a WWE fan on Twitter?
Yes.
Somebody said, this is great news. Now Vince can go back to TV 14 since it's not a publicly traded company. That's what you take out of this? Oh, okay. Saudi Arabia owning WWE is good.
Just like that's what you're thinking right now. They can go to TV 14. First off, no, they probably can't. I don't even. Red Rum, first time viewer. I will definitely be back. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, we try, man. We just try to be nice and entertaining for you guys. We do a pretty decent review of Dynamite and Rampage on Wednesday and Friday nights. And then, Rome does an excellent job with the gaming podcast on Mondays. We actually just got finished with that earlier. If you guys are into gaming, video games and stuff, Rome just went through all the stuff coming out this week and some other really cool news stories in the gaming world. I definitely recommend going and watching that. But yeah, we really hope you guys come back tomorrow night. It's coming up on 1:00 in the morning for me here, and I do have to work tomorrow. So
So I would say, Jeff, let's try and stick around a little bit longer. Sean
Oh yeah.
Rossap says that there is going to be a Fightful Select WWE sale rumor mega post coming shortly to Fightful
Holy
Select.
moly. Bullets
Yes,
the Bear, thank you for the sub.
yes. So it's going to be a mega post. So let's hang out for a little bit. Why don't we, while we have everybody here, let's talk about Dynamite tomorrow. I think it's a good opportunity to do that while we wait and see what Fightful can pull forth for us. So tomorrow is this big Kia Forum Dynamite show, Jeff. You would have to assume that the WB Discovery officials are going to be in the building. Let's run through the card real quick.
Yeah.
John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. This match, man, I am so fucking excited for this match. Hangman Adam Page, for those of you that are joining us for the first time tonight here on the podcast, I had to carry the Hangman Adam Page banner here. Jeff and the rest of our community is finally on board with Hanger, which is excellent to hear. This match is going to be just incredible.
I 100% agree. I can't wait for this match. I really feel like with everything that's happened building this match, Hangman has to kick Moxley's ass. And in order to accomplish that, it's going to be great. It has to be.
Yeah. We will hear from the Jericho Appreciation Society, which I think that's going to be a really awesome segment. Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Saraya and Tony Storm. Clearly, this is setting up for Mercedes Moné. Obviously, Sheeta last week was clearly upset. I think they're definitely going in this direction where they're going to do AEW Originals versus the newer women talent. Keep in mind that even if Saraya isn't in the match, Saraya will. She got 2 front row seats from Britt Baker to the show, so we could have 2 people show up in those seats. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, man, the two tickets, it definitely says something for me. I really think it's going to be her. I would be sort of surprised if it's not her, especially with the landscape of the wrestling world at the moment. Yeah, I mean, we got such a banger tomorrow. And I can't wait. There's so many things that I want to see on Dynamite tomorrow night. I'm like,
so before we keep going on this, I do want to kind of jump into the chat because the chat I see some really awesome comments and some really funny stuff that I want to kind of get into. Let's see, what do we want to start with?
so you got to answer Grant. You got to answer Grant.
I will get to Grant. I saw that one. But first of all, Coog says Saudis TV 14 LOL.
Yeah.
El Nino, this is a really good one too. Good news is we get puppies back. Bad news is they're covered by full body burkas. Zachariah Khan says now Great Khali will be the one ending Roman's winning streak and take his titles. The Coog, this night is wrestling and politics intertwined.
Yeah, it sort of is, yeah.
Natasha McGinnis says this is honestly the worst news that could have come out for WWE as a company. I completely agree. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
now we get to Grant Duba's comment. Why do you hate Triple H? Isn't he an innocent victim in all of this? So let me answer this question. Because this is a multi-layered question, right? Some history about me. Growing up, when I was a wrestling fan growing up, Triple H was one of my favorites. He absolutely was. Even for all the shit that people gave him with the golden shovel and all that, I thought he was great, and he was one of my favorites. Moving forward, as I fell out of love with WWE, I always kind of looked at it as like maybe the company, CM Punk's words, maybe the company will be better when Vince is dead. Maybe Triple H will take over. Maybe it'll be better. So Triple H pushes out Vince. Triple H, Nick Khan, Stephanie, they pushed Vince out 6 months ago. And there was a moment of optimism that Triple H could be better. That Triple H could be different than Vince McMahon. I learned pretty quickly that wasn't going to be the case. Triple H did a lot of, it became a wrestling war. Like with Vince, there was a war, but it was like Vince didn't really care. When Triple H took over, there was absolutely a wrestling war going on between AEW and WWE. If you don't think there was, it's a very naive stance you're taking. Triple H called talent in WWE. They did contract tampering. They went out of their way to try to steal people from AEW and just really stuff that to me, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I just can't support that type of thing. I don't like the way Triple H has done that shit. And then, like, to be honest, to be completely just real, Triple H's booking is not much better than Vince's. Like, honest, like, completely serious. Like, apart from bringing back people that Vince has fired, what did Triple H really do differently? Like, the storytelling was still bad. Like, the Dexter Lumis Miz storytelling literally breaks my brain every time I try to think about it. Like, terrible booker.
Dude.
Terrible at just like I want to see the wrestling world collaborate. I want to see a strong, healthy wrestling world. And what did Triple H do when he took over? He started swooping up talent again. People were showing up on AEW like Bandito, Dragon Lee, all these guys. And what's going on? Triple H is just trying to get them under contract. Not that he's going to use them. He's going to throw them into the Performance Center in Orlando. He just wants to sign them just so they can't go anywhere else. And I'm the type of person, like, when you're competing, you should be trying to, like, make yourself better, not make the other guy worse. Because, like, you look at AEW is trying to make itself better, and that helps them. They help themselves. They do better by helping themselves. Do they take some shots? Sure. And I would expect WWE to take shots. That's fine. I like the all elite is all elite. The WWE fans are all elite. That's great, Jeff. That's fucking awesome, actually.
Says welcome everyone.
So yeah, I know. So that's why I don't like Triple H. I guess maybe I just thought he'd be better, thought he'd be different. And he wasn't. Let's keep going down the chat though. Maybe if there's any follow-up questions, that I'll try to answer them. El Nino says 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. All wrestlers with Jewish last names are wished their best in all their future endeavors. The Coug's like, yes, let's hang out more. Escalera de la Muerte, Game 7. Kenny Omega coming in with that new IWGP US title. Yeah. Dude, I just also want to say it on the stream with people, more people watching than usual. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, one of my favorite matches of all time. Like, go watch it, please.
So I rewatched it about 3 times. It's the best match I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is. Natasha McGuinness says, I may be alone in this, but I hope Hangman beats Moxley, goes on to become champion, and then turns heel. I liked his old heel work from ROH. That all sounds fantastic to me.
Hangman has to beat Moxley. He has to.
Oh, he has to. He absolutely has to.
If he loses this, he's squashed.
Kugi agrees with Natasha. He's also going for Hangman. Another really funny chat. The community's killing it tonight. Andy Kane says, breaking news, Sergeant Slaughter pledges allegiance to Saudi Arabia. That's really good.
Yeah, I caught that one.
Andy Kane says, welcome to the
Yeah, that one was good. I was like, that's the greatest pun I have read all night.
Andy,
the latitude area.
Andy, if you're going to be that funny, you have to subscribe and keep coming back. That's just, you have to. Jordan says, Triple H has always been a manipulative piece of shit. Super subpar wrestler. Yeah, I mean, he is very manipulative and he is a piece of shit. I completely agree with that. Oh, yeah, and then the Coug also mentioned this. I don't know how I didn't mention this, but the way he treated China, the whole China situation. Like, that was fucking gross. Luke.
So, real quick, Rome, while you've been paying attention to the likes here, we just blew past 400 subscribers, and we are now at 420 subscribers.
Holy shit.
I didn't think we would hit this for a little while. Thank you guys so much for hitting that sub button and the like button tonight. You guys are all freaking amazing. We want you to know when we hit 500, we will be doing a giveaway. We are going to be doing a giveaway for a fairly rare AEW figure. Rome, take over for a second while I find it here. I gotta dig through real quick.
I will keep reading some chats. I do have a little bit of breaking news, technically, but I'll wait till you get back on camera for that. Let's see. Going back to the chat. Luke's comic says Triple H's booking has sucked. It really has. Like it's been terrible. Like it has not been good at all. Anyone that tries to argue otherwise, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Andy Cade, I am a real Saudi Arabian. Deny the rights of the women. I that's supposed to be in the Hulk Hogan theme song. I heard it in my head. That's really good. Coog says you're spot on. El Nino, new policy. All wrestlers who currently compete in basketball shorts will have to wear football shorts instead. Sorry, KO.
So I did find the figure here. So this is the Sting from Series 2 of the Luminaries. It is actually the variant where Sting has his face painted like Darby Allin. Very rare to find this. When we hit 500 subscribers during our next podcast after that, we will be doing a giveaway for this, and you got to be here and be subscribed. So that's going to be a fun giveaway. I didn't think we were going to hit that for a little while. So
yeah, I believe I was the one that got that figure, Jeff, when I was in the wild.
I believe, yes, you did allow me to have a second one. I got another one back here that I am keeping.
Let's see. The Kook says Omega Osprey was damn near perfection. Such a beautiful match. Anyways, Jeff, you're back. So let's go back to Twitter. Steven Muehlhausen is not only doubling down, but he also is confirming what we reported that Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net had said. Which, again, if you're joining us a little late, Cassidy Haynes says that the deal isn't completely finalized because WWE has to provide notice to shareholders and other parties. There are legalities to go through as the company is publicly traded, but again, the deal has been agreed to in principle. Steve Muehlhausen has gone and said, let's see, he's heard the exact same thing. He says, great job by Cassidy Haynes is reporting. Make sure to give him a follow, one of the best in the business. So basically, Jeff, we have two of the biggest sources reporting this story, confirming it, saying that this is the way it is. This is good. What it's happening.
Wow.
I'm still waiting for the Fightful Mega Drop so we can keep on. Let's keep going through the chat for now. Andy Kane is subscribed. Thank you, Andy Kane. Really appreciate that. El Nino says, finally, The Rock has come back to Iraq. El Nino, you also need to subscribe because you've also been hilarious in the chat tonight. Natasha McGinnis says, "Hey, 420." Let's see.
Not sure why, but I feel like holding my Dark Order Championship belt right now. I don't know why.
El Nino says the camel clutch now with real camo. Man, so funny. Let's see.
This thing is so damn heavy.
Trying to see if there's any more.
If you've never held a championship belt before, guys, this shit weighs like 25 pounds. When they hit each other with them, that's why they're like dead.
Let's see. Andy Kane says, breaking news, Vince McMahon denies purchasing child-sized swing. He says nobody gets pushed if they're that small. Oh, great. Oh, man.
Oh, dude, I like this Andy Kane fella.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Twitter.
I think earlier when you said some more stuff was going to come out, I bet you that the fact that it's true is what that was, right?
Yeah, maybe. Here's a funny tweet I just saw. Tony Khan is resisting the urge to make a "I'm glad I have a good relationship with my father" Dynamite on Wednesday tweet. Oh man, it's all so great.
Yo, El Nino with the camel clutch, now with real camel.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
All right.
let's get back to the preview for Dynamite tomorrow. We're getting Bryan Danielson versus Konosuke Takeshita. Holy shit. What a great match that's going to be.
That's gonna be incredible.
Oh man, so good.
Dude, could this be Takeshita's breakout match where just everybody finally falls in love with him?
Yeah, well, the plans for Takeshita is to get a push, pretty decent push soon. He was at the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla show over the past few days, over the weekend or whatever. Him and Don Callis actually filmed some stuff for AEW there. Yeah.
Yeah, Coog. Me and Rome were actually I don't want to say like big fans, but we were decent fans of one of those said podcasters that turned on AEW. And dude is an absolute clown now. Now he's trying to be all like, "Oh, Tony Khan's amazing."
Yeah. The problem is, and this has been the one of the best things about the whole purchase, is that you're seeing the reality, the truthfulness, people's true feelings and true sides and true emotions. Because, a lot of these podcasters, they chase clout. At the Broken Tables podcast, we don't chase clout. We keep it real, keep it honest. Even when liking Triple H, taking charge was the popular thing, I don't care if it's the popular thing. I feel how I feel. And like to see a lot of podcasters kind of be very disingenuous and, chase that clout and then burn their bridge, There's one guy that, like you said, we both used to listen to, who really burned his bridge with AEW, and now he's going to be stuck doing the whole Saudi thing, I guess,
Oh, that's cool. Will Rally Sports says in other news, Ricochet and Samantha Irving got engaged today. Oh, congratulations to them.
You did see that. Good for them.
Wonder if they're worried about their jobs at this point, but
Maybe. Kook says he bets Vince is pissed making phone calls trying to track down the leaker or leakers. TJ Furious 1 says Max Caster's rap tomorrow is going to be #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Absolutely. Give the man 20 minutes to go. Give him a concert, please.
I want a full 3-minute live song.
Natasha McGinnis says, I just feel like any match on the episode of Dynamite could be a main event level match. Completely agree with that. It's a free pay-per-view. Grant Dubbo says, I really doubt The Rock will be at WrestleMania now. Yeah, that's definitely not happening. Will Rally Sport Rally says, hi from the UK. Hello, Will. Kook says, Takeshita's the future. Love that AEW respects Japanese and Mexican talent. He loves Tony. Andy Kane says that he saw Takeshita live on a Progress show over here in the UK in late 2022. He is amazing. He really gets the small things that separate the good from the greats. Yeah, Takeshita is incredible. That guy's going to be something big in the industry someday. Zilla Beast, what's up, Zilla Beast? Says, let's go AEW. Absolutely, man. Fucking great show tomorrow. Really excited for it. By the way, guys, we're at 59 likes. If we could get one more like to get to 60, that would just be fucking awesome. You guys have really killed it tonight. You guys have been incredible. The Coog says, JD from Saudi Arabia. That guy? Yes, JD from Saudi Arabia. Zilla B
I'm
says,
sorry that made me laugh so much. I just turned over and saw it written in chat. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Zilla B says, Tony, Kenny, and the Bucks, they win. They did. They changed the world of professional wrestling, and thank God they came along when they did, because imagine a pro wrestling landscape with WWE doing all this shit and just no AEW. Like, that sounds like a nightmare. And we have blown past 60 likes. We are at 64. Thank you guys so much for this. It is just fucking incredible to get you guys just supporting us here tonight. We love you guys and we really appreciate it.
We just blew past 1,000 views as well. You guys are awesome.
Crazy. Really appreciate that. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. Will Rally Sports says, now we know why Stephanie resigned. Her dad, head of the board, and probably said, I'm selling to Saudi Arabia. Stephanie probably said, okay, I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I mean, Saudi Arabia company is not going to have a woman as your CEO. That's just the facts. You're
Oh my
talking
god,
even
that literally makes my stomach turn to think that that's why she would have resigned. That it's like, hey, we're gonna be owned by Saudi Arabia tomorrow, and they can't have women CEOs, so you're gonna have to either step down or be fired. That just like turns my stomach, dude. You know what I mean? Like, ugh.
Jeff, we have the Fightful Select WWE sale rumors mega post.
There it is.
All right. Posted 1 minute ago via Fightful Select on their Patreon. Um, the rumors started off with a Brian Alvarez vague tweet. It has not been clarified by him or Dave Meltzer as of yet. As of now, we don't even know that the WWE Saudi Arabia rumors are even what they are referencing. Because Brian has not commented since, which is true. He has not said anything, but you have to assume it's the same news. Several other vague tweets among media emerged, and Fightful learned rumors of a sale to Saudi Arabia. We have nowhere near confirmed this at all. Plenty doesn't add up as of yet. People on the writing team and in production have not been informed of a sale. Zero talent that Fightful had heard from have been told anything about a sale. There hasn't been any briefing of this whole situation. Fightful reiterates no talent they've spoken to have heard anything. They also said that no talent have asked for their release, but there was at least one talent that told us they'd be done if it happened. There has been an incredible Uncle Howdy song. That's great. Uncle Saudi.
Oh my god, I'm laughing so hard right now. I can't breathe.
That's amazing. Let's see what else is going on with this report. So at least one talent has told Fightful that if this sale does go through, they will be done. There has been an incredible amount of concern among staff and talent, regardless, with Vince McMahon back in control. That is currently all that we have from the Mega Post.
All right. So what do you take from that whole post there? What do you summarize that down to?
Well, for one, I respect Fightful. I know that they take their confirming of stories to be very seriously. So I understand their trepidation to confirm this story, because this does not confirm the story. A lot of it also checks out. I mean, the writing team would not know, the production team would also not know, and the talent would also not know at this stage of the game. The deal was just agreed upon. The only people that know about this are the executive level, probably just Vince and Nick Khan and his close representatives. I also do, again, I mean, there is at least one talent saying they'd be done. Okay, well, I would like to see that actually happen. I would like you to prove it and put your money where your mouth is and do that, which we will see. I'm sure that's maybe somebody. I would hope that somebody would at least follow up with that and do it. And yeah, I mean, even if this sale doesn't go through to Saudi Arabia, I mean, it's a bad look. I mean, a lot of talent there's a lot of concern among staff and talent with Vince back in charge regardless. It's not great. It is not great. Let's go back to the chat a little bit to get everyone's reactions to all this stuff. Let's see. Caleb Ward says he's the biggest goon on the internet. You hate to see it. Who is he referring to?
Talk about JD. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. He absolutely is. It's sad.
Used to be a big fan, man. Used to be a big fan. I haven't even thought about listening in like 3 months.
Yeah. Let's see. The Kook says, what I love about Kenny and the Bucks is that they love Phoenix and Penta and Lucha. They get it. Yeah, absolutely. Will Rally Sport Rally says, Sean Ross Sapp said tonight that talent is pissed off, really frustrated. I bet they are. I feel awful for Sami Zayn, Syrian. He won't even go to Saudi. It's not that he won't go. He can't go. He's not allowed.
He's not allowed. He steps foot, they'll execute him.
Yeah, it's... dude, yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, and Sean Ross Sapp did say that tonight. That was something we confirmed earlier on the stream. The talent are frustrated, and I would be too. This is a really bad situation for them. A really bad, like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for the talent just because, you signed up for this. Like, they've already been working with Saudi Arabia. Vince is a majority shareholder. Like, if you're with WWE, you have to kind of expect that this was a possibility all along.
Hold on, Rome. I'm getting word from the back that we have a new entrance for Vince McMahon confirmed. Hang on one moment. I think we have some exclusive footage of this.
Oh boy.
Let's get straight to it. Come on. Come on.
Oh man. Tell me you had your audio on.
I heard it a little bit coming through your Discord. God damn it. What else is going on in the chat? The Coug agrees with Caleb Ward. Natasha McGinnis says, I think it would be hilarious if at least one talent ended up being someone we would not think of as the first person to say, nope, I'm done. That's usually how it goes. It's probably somebody that we don't know. Like, it's probably not Sammy or Kevin, although they probably will be done. El Nino says, breaking news. Saudi Arabia buys WWE to acquire trademark for excellence of execution. Oh, no.
That should not be as funny as it is.
It's really good. That's really, really good. It's a good joke.
Oh shit, that should not be as funny as it is.
Oh man, Luke's comic says, so when Vince called Sabu a terrorist, they'll probably remove that from the network, eh?
Oh man.
Oh my god. What a great comment. That's an all-timer right there. The excellence of execution. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh man.
Let's see what else is going on. Natasha McGinnis says, El Nino, that is honestly the best thing I've ever heard. You won the internet. You did win the internet today. That was incredible. Caleb Ward says, please play the Arab Money song.
That's what that was, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Anthony Manzano, the MOB, says, TBTP, the deal falls through with Saudi Arabia. Who do you think the backup plan for WWE is going to be and Vince to sell the company to? Probably NBC. But I don't think it's going to fall through.
No, I don't either.
Why don't you take chat for a little bit, Jeff?
All right, I'm still trying to be able to see. I was like crying from laughing.
I know, I need some water. That's why I'm saying.
All right, so John Brenner, what's up, man? Says AEW has the goodwill of a couple really good shows that haven't reflected in the ratings yet, but it will if they keep it up. This is TK's moment to shine. Take the ball and run with it. That's exactly what I said earlier. Mark, thank you for the sub. That's exactly what I said earlier. This is their chance to shine. So, somebody was saying earlier that, now they can just sit back and coast. And I was like, no, they have to do the opposite. They have to show everybody we are the #1 professional wrestling company in America. And, now that people are turning their eyes away from possibly the Fed, this is their chance to shine, man. So I can't wait.
Jeff, #1, Mark has just subscribed. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Jeff, JD from Saudi Arabia has spoken. He has tweeted. I would like to read his tweets real quick if you're okay with that.
Absolutely. Oh, I can't wait to use that.
All right. So JD says, if true, WWE just sold its rich history and library to people who don't give a flying fuck about anything. Start appreciating Tony Khan after this. Vince and those he has surrounded himself with gave up caring years ago. This may be the saddest day in their existence. He goes on to tweet, if WWE was indeed sold to the Saudi government, why would they need a board of directors? If they went private, they have no one to answer to but Vince. Vince made one move to give himself ultimate power. It may be the darkest day in WWE history.
Oh, this dude.
Start appreciating Tony Khan. Right, start. Like we haven't been for fucking 3-4 years, you dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I just saw a tweet. It's Hunter breaking the news to HBK, and it's Shawn Michaels super kicking Ric Flair in his retirement match, like his first retirement match.
So Anthony says, do you think that this is just an overreaction? Let's not forget WWE is a publicly traded company. I think Vince cares more about the shareholders. So if the rumors are correct here, the company is going to be gone back to private, meaning that it wasn't in the best interest of the shareholders. I mean, sure, they're going to get paid out, but they're no longer going to be shareholders. And he says, and the Saudis probably going to give the board and Vince the biggest return on investment. I mean, obviously, they're going to make insane money.
Well, so something to also keep in mind here, we're talking about, the shareholders voting. So they're going to have to vote, but I would like to remind everyone that Vince McMahon is the majority shareholder.
Yeah, he has 80% vote. All it takes is his vote to oversee everybody.
Right, exactly. So like everyone's going to vote, but it's a sham vote. It doesn't matter. But I mean, yeah, so I think where we're at right now with this deal, based off what Cassidy Haynes from Body Slam and Steve Muehlhausen have said, and I think it makes the most sense, is that the deal is agreed upon. There's currently a lot of, process that goes down that we need to have happen, but the deal is agreed upon. So obviously the deal's not completed, but it's been agreed upon. So I think that's where we're at currently with it.
Yeah. I'm sure the U.S. Trades Commission has to get their grubby little fingers mixed into there at one point or another.
Yeah, I don't know. Monday Night Raw live on Al Jazeera.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jesus, right. Can't wait for Mansoor to win the Royal Rumble. It's gonna be great. Let's see. Kook says the chat's been on fire tonight. Welcome new viewers. Yeah, guys, this is fucking awesome. You guys are killing it tonight. You really helped make the show. I mean, again, we're a very interactive show, and you guys have really helped. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, this might be my favorite night of the podcast since the MJF no showing, the signing back in the June or July, somewhere back then.
Right.
This is probably the most exciting night we've had since then. So,
yeah. Let's see. Natasha McGinnis says, if he sold, it's now a private company. There are no shareholders anymore. That's a great point as well. They just answered to Vince. Red Rum says Vince taking orders or following Saudi Arabia guidelines. It will be a disaster, I believe. Oh, absolutely. It'll be terrible. Terrible for everyone involved that works at that company. Not terrible for Vince, but terrible for everyone else. Kook says JD from Saudi Arabia is now groveling and crawling in a prostrate position.
Prostrate position.
Anthony Manzano, MOB, says, I'm a fan of both companies. I think we're overreacting a little bit as fans. I understand it looks bad that Vince is probably turning the company private and then selling it to the Saudis. I mean, I respect that you're a fan of both companies. I mean, I get it. But I think that Vince has done a really bad job booking take Triple H out of the equation, take the last 6 months out of the equation. Very little to be optimistic about Vince's booking and Vince's treatment. I mean, of his employees, not even employees, because they're not employees according to him. But then also looking at just Vince's long rap sheet of awful things he's done.
Yeah. I don't think I've said tonight what my final straw was with the company. So mine was, during the pandemic, the release of, dozens upon dozens of people who definitely could have used a job. And having just no remorse for it whatsoever. That was when I realized that this company just wasn't for me.
Yeah. But
I used to be a fan of both.
Yeah, I get it. I do get it. I don't think that there's a lot of confidence to be had in Vince McMahon running the product, though. I mean, it's just he's been terrible at it, and you couple that with Saudi Arabia, and then basically trying to sports wash their politics, like. It's a problem. It's not good. John Brenner says there's definitely going to be a Mania in Jeddah, right? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is going to start being exclusively in Saudi Arabia. Like that's going to happen probably.
Yeah. And Anthony says, do you think Vince sold the company knowing the FTC eliminated the no compete clauses in the contracts? So we actually were kind of talking about both of these subjects earlier, Anthony. The no compete clause was just now shot down by the federal courts. this deal has to have been going for close to 5 years now. I think that he had this idea in his head since the first Crown Jewel. So I think this was definitely like a step in confirming he wanted to sell, but I think he's been planning on this for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Let's see what else is going on. Will Rally Sport Rally says different news thoughts on Vince Russo's stupid comments about Bailey. Bailey's bad. Bailey needs to take acting less. Vince Russo's an idiot. I mean, the guy's a clown. He's totally wrong about Bailey. Like, I'm sorry. You go watch Bailey versus Sasha Banks at that takeover, and you try to say anything bad about Bailey or Sasha or Mercedes.
Listen, Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff
and
got as lucky as possibly you could be by catching lightning in a bottle with the NWO. None of that shit was any of their genius. Like, man, when people try to be like, oh, Vince Russo was such a genius back in WCW, I'm like, dude, he caught lightning in a bottle on fucking accident. You know, a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Like, no, these dudes are morons.
Yep. Just to kind of fact correct you a little bit, Jeff, Vince Russo, while he did end up in WCW, it was more so he came after the creation of the NWO.
Yeah, that's why I threw Eric Bischoff's name in there.
Okay.
You know, he gets most of the credit.
Gotcha. Because Russo was there, I think, until 2099.
He was the brilliant guy that brought everybody down to the ring and said, we're hitting a reset button on all of our championships.
Yeah. Or the Jeff Jarrett laying down for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Or the finger poke of doom.
Ah, jeez.
Let's see what
So
else
do you think the SEC might investigate Vince for illegal dealings for purposely tanking the stock and then buying it and send it to another conglomerate? Man.
Well, no, because he didn't tank the stock.
Yeah. So if you're talking about a few months ago when they kind of were like, he might want to make a comeback and it dropped like $10. No, all you could get there is like insider trading, and that's not even gonna, you can't even do that, you know, unless you have some people on the inside saying they planned it. Anytime your stock goes down, you usually buy some more, you know what I mean? It's easily just swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, I hate to end this amazing night here, but it is 1:30 a.m. on the East Coast. I have some work in the morning. And all you beautiful people there in chat, please, if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate all of you guys hanging out with us tonight. Over 60 of you. I think we were up to 90 at one point. That's amazing for our channel. Thank you guys so much. You got anything else you want to add to the night here? Any new tweets yet?
No, not at the moment. It's been a crazy night. We really, I really appreciate, we both do, but I'm speaking personally. Like, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We would love to see you guys again. You guys had some awesome, both funny stuff, which was awesome. Great questions, which we love answering questions here. And yeah, just, please subscribe and come back for more. We really appreciate it. We do this because we love doing it. We love talking about wrestling. We love talking about video games. We do a post Dynamite show every Wednesday, post Rampage show every Friday. We cover pay-per-views, both pre and post shows. We do a video game podcast called the Game Room Podcast every Monday night. Please hang out with us in the future. We would love to see you guys again. You can follow us on our social medias, specifically Twitter more so than anything else, in the description down below. Please make sure you do that as well. Chris Pitt says very quickly, did he sell the Class A or Class B stock? No, he hasn't sold any of his stocks. Just wanted to answer that question because he asked that question real quick.
Yep.
But until next time, guys, we'll see you guys later.
All right. Well, again, I wanted to say that as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. And we will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night for our Dynamite review afterwards. And we'll probably talk about this some more, obviously. But until next time, top guys, out.